Hi, Jay Mohr here. Cold weather is here, and for many of us, that means dry, itchy winter skin. Instead of using the same old anti-itch products this winter, I want to challenge you to try something new. Try Calm. A recent clinical study showed that Try Calm is 5 times more effective at reducing itch than 1% hydrocortisone, which is a topical steroid. Try Calm works on skin irritations like the dry, itchy skin people get during colder months without the unwanted side effects of steroids. Plus, Try Calm is backed by the itch-free guarantee. If Try Calm does not stop your itch, you can mail them the empty tube and you get a full refund. If you have dry, itchy winter skin, get a tube of Try Calm for your medicine cabinet, your car, and your desk at work. It's guaranteed itch relief that's 5 times more effective than hydrocortisone with none of the side effects of steroids. Find the white and blue box in the anti-itch aisle at Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS Pharmacy.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Hey, man.
Erik Griffin on the Mohr Story. Finally, on the Mohr Stories podcast, somebody from Workaholics shows their pretty face. And I got, in my opinion, the funniest one, whatever.
Oh, tell me more about me.
Here's what I like about you. Your first of all, your stand-up, I think, is wildly underrated. And it's at Erik Griffin. There's a K in Erik, and Griffin, 2 I's.
It's the Viking way.
Yeah, at Erik Griffin, ErikGriffin. And I did tweet, I like to keep the Warriors, as they've named themselves.
Oh, I like that. Warriors, come out and play. I'm not the first person to do that, right?
What would your crew be called? I already know one, but go ahead.
My initials is EGG, so I would call my people the Eggheads.
I was going to say the Griffinaries.
Yeah, well, that's good too.
Like mercenaries?
Yeah, the Griffinaries. I like that. Or the Gryffindors, if you're a nerd unlike Harry Potter.
Are you a nerd? Are you into that stuff?
I'm pretty much a nerd. I'm into technology. I'm into science fiction. I love.
Yeah, but you got season Clipper tickets. How much of a nerd could you be?
Yeah, but that's still nerd. Do you know how many nerds? A nerd owns the Clippers.
Oh, he's crazy. Yeah. I've had him on my radio show. And
Shut up.
He's the best. Developers. I love this company.
Basically, the Clippers is basically his Xbox.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he just said, I've made $20 billion. What could I ever buy?
Billion is, I've said this fleetingly in stand-up. I've never found a place to connect it. So it's like, I don't have any jokes that are a sentence, like Stephen Royce. But billion is the only word people go billion with a B. It's like, yeah, I heard you with an H. Like, fuck, billion.
Yeah, what does that want? You would never not know what that is.
Bro, I don't know if you understood me. You have AIDS with an A.
With an A.
I dot D dot. What does AIDS stand for? Let's get right into it. Do you know?
Not the Dades. AIDS.
No, AIDS with a B.
Yeah.
Do you know what AIDS?
You've got Bades.
Do you know what it stands for? It's Black AIDS.
Yep.
Do you know what AI?
Got that Bades?
Do you know what it stands for?
Yeah,
for real?
Yeah. Auto something immune.
It is auto something. The S is silent.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's something immune deficiency syndrome. Autoimmune deficiency, right?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't sound so bad when you say it like that.
I'm sorry, but you have autoimmune deficiency syndrome.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it sounds like the hiccups.
So what are you going to give me, a Z-Pack for that?
Yeah, we've made AIDS so bad that when you say AIDS, it's just like, you have AIDS.
Well, it is pretty bad in all fairness.
Yeah, true.
You're acting like it's a sprained ankle.
Well, I know. Well,
end of life as you know it. HIV, we've...
you want that magic AIDS, you know?
Go on. I'll let you do all this part.
I'm just saying, you got to have
I'm a lightning rod for people hating me anyway. I'll let you take this one. What
AIDS is good for, when you have
But he never had AIDS. He was HIV positive.
Oh, true enough. Well, see, that's where most people are ignorant. I'm going to go ahead and take I'm ignorant about the difference right there.
Really?
Yeah. That's true. When you just have the virus as opposed to...
Yeah, HIV virus could lead to AIDS.
Right.
AIDS is pretty much lights out.
Yeah, because you're hearing now people say that they're... you hear undetectable. That's another one you hear now.
Well, I've not heard that. You're freaking me out.
Yeah, you hear HIV undetectable, meaning like it's so minimal in your system that...
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. But Magic did have it, and he did beat it. He had a great cocktail of medicines and lots of money to spend.
Yeah.
Pre-Obamacare, man.
Yeah.
Healthcare.gov. Go there if you're ill, sprained ankle or otherwise.
I'm not necessarily for the government paying for health care anyway, unless there's some restrictions. What if you curse on your podcast?
Oh, fuck yeah. But what if you're sick and you can't pay for it? Don't you want them involved then?
Well,
I have no political leanings on this. Because we got SAG. We're lucky.
Yeah, that's some great insurance. But
Screen Actors Guild.
But even if we didn't have insurance, you have the money to pay for going to the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't. I think people that smoke, sorry, you don't get the same health care as...
No.
You should be a high deductible. It
is. You had a friend of mine got his blood work done for his health life insurance.
Right.
And they detected cigarettes in his blood, and they said, you lied because he checked non-smoker. And it was he had a $3 million, he was worth more dead than alive. And then, so he has to quit smoking just to get his blood work done again.
Oh, wow. Does it go, so it was 3 million. Did it go down to like 1 because?
No, he didn't do it. He's got to quit smoking. And
they won't even do it. Oh, got you.
So they're going to give him like a 3-month heads up so he can quit smoking for his blood work.
I totally think that's a good idea. I also think that people that I fall into this category. If your body fat percentage is at a certain percentage, go fuck yourself too. That's not Ebola. You didn't get on a bus and somebody sneezed and your body went, ooh.
It is. It does seem like you and I, traveling comedians, it is amazing when you go to other parts of the country, because we live in LA and everybody's pretty much in shape, hiking and jogging all the time. You get off you get off the plane. Like when you
When's
and
the last time you got off a bus, unless it was a tour bus?
You want to know? Excuse me. Sunday, I took my son on the blue bus in Santa Monica. He's 3 years old. Blew his mind.
You went in a bus?
A 3-year-old on the big blue bus.
That's
blew
true.
His mind.
He doesn't know how horrible that is until he gets older.
They should call it the BLEW, blue bus, because it blew his mind. Blue bus in Santa Monica. We just take shit to like the promenade and back.
Oh, that's good. I guess, yeah. Why not?
It was great.
You know what? This is such a LA thing,
and it's $1.
This is such a LA thing, because if this was New York or Chicago or someplace else where they have like transportation, people get on these things all the time like it's no big deal. In LA, we're like, what?
Yeah.
You went on the bus?
No, last bus trip I took to a gig was probably 1990.
Oh, shit.
Delhi, New York.
I took a bus in Canada in Prince Albert. That's the name of the city.
Isn't that also the piercing you get on your dick?
Yeah.
Do people there have it?
A horrible place.
Where is it?
It's in Alberta. Okay, and it's in a paper mill town, so it stinks. There's like 7 prisons there, and then this show you had to take like a Greyhound bus from the closest big city, little city. You get there, and then you have to go to this bar where like everyone's heckling. It's like combat comedy, and the people that are like making the most noise are cops because they work at the prisons, and it was just I took a bus.
So Workaholics is really paying off for you. I got to get this dog out of my damn driveway. Oh, hold on. Can we pause 1 second? Slide your chair all the way that way, because if he's going to take photos of us, then we can be in the same shot. But don't step on his wah-wah pedal.
I got it.
That's for his effects when he goes into Where the Streets Have No Name. Bus. Ready?
You ready about the bus?
So
the bus sucks.
But I didn't even know Calgary, Alberta had bet, because I've been to Calgary a lot. And I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, but you go to the good comedy places, man. You know.
Oh, I wasn't doing comedy. I was shooting a major motion picture.
Yeah, see, here we go. Wow. Sorry, did you drop that? Who was in it? There's more credits are going to drop right now.
Ready?
Yeah.
This will blow your mind. Bill Murray.
Oh God.
Catherine O'Hara, James Spader, Lara Flynn Boyle, Paul Schultz, who was the priest on the first season of Sopranos.
What movie is this?
It never came out.
Oh, I wanted to say
Melora
pick
Walters.
That movie.
It was called Speaking About Sex. And it never even came out. It's amazing how many movies don't come out. Like my wife and I, we only watch movies in hotel rooms.
Right. Those are the best.
Well, not those kind. We watch the regular ones when we just can relax, pause, go take a piss, come back, eat, order food, the whole thing. and it's amazing. Like you'll see a movie with like fucking, Anthony Hopkins, whatever.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And you just go, why didn't I know about this movie?
And it never even came out. And you're like, wait, Christian Bale, Anthony Hopkins are playing,
They're detectives.
Yeah, it never even came out.
You know the weirdest movie I've seen in a hotel is just recently Snowpiercer.
I don't know what that is. Is that like a Prince Albert?
Man, no. Yeah, this was all about a dick. No, it was with what's his name, Chris Evans, Captain America.
Yeah,
it was about like the world has frozen over, and the only people left are on a train that circles the globe. Okay, and they're on this train. It is awesome. It is the most bizarre movie with Chris Evans.
Oh, with a B, I thought you were going to say. Hey, if you guys want to see Erik Griffin do stand-up comedy, now, look, I got a huge following of this podcast, in particular of the cities that you're going to.
Oh, really?
Tampa, you heard me. January 29th, that's a Thursday, January 30th.
Yeah, that's Super Bowl weekend, actually.
And 31st. So what better way to get your Super Bowl on? Look, your team has 2 wins. You got nothing else to do in Tampa. Go to Side Splitters in Tampa and go see Erik Griffin. And then February 12th, February 13th, February 14th, Virginia Beach, holler.
Yeah, that's a love weekend. Come on out.
At the Funny Bone, bring your gal.
Yeah, that's a great club.
Bring your lady. Do you get crazy? Here's something I wanted to ask you. Usually it seems like if you're on Comedy Central, boom, 1 million Twitter followers. Like people that aren't even funny and all they do is tweet like, come on guys, let's all rally together to help save, little Timmy's bicycle camp that's going out.
I don't know.
But you have like 35,000 followers. How come you didn't get the Twitter love from Comedy Central? There's people that suck.
I have no idea. But you know what? I'd rather have that 35,000 that I know they're actually my fans than have like a bunch of people that just like, like when Instagram the other day, they got rid of all the spam accounts. Oh. And like Justin Bieber lost 3 million Instagram followers because of it.
Good. Never say never. I like how for a while he was like the curse of any professional team. He'd be in the locker room like with touching the Stanley Cup, and then like 3 guys like break their leg in a snowmobile accident the next day.
That guy lost his tooth in the. No, but I'm not mad at Bieber.
I'm not. You know what?
He's 20 years old. Do you remember how dumb we were at 20 years old?
20 years old, if you gave me Justin Bieber's money and adoration, I would not be alive.
First of all,
wouldn't be alive.
If you're 20, if I was 20 with no parental supervision and $100 million, I'm going to be doing some dumb shit.
How about, and forgive me for working blue, the pussy alone, you wouldn't get me on stage.
Justin Bieber's pussy situation must be off the chain.
It might be bad, though, because they might be all, like, super young. It might be, like, the bane of his existence. Like, all they want to do is a nice 31-year-old school teacher.
He's got a notary.
You pass.
No, he's got to have somebody. Remember that Burt Wonderstone? Have you ever seen that?
I was in it.
Were you in Burt Wonderstone?
Yeah, I was Rick the Implausible.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I was the guy.
He's in every movie that you don't even know it's him.
It was real small and I had crazy hair. And when they were all in the bar, it was Steve Buscemi and Steve Carell. Like they saw each other at a bar. It was real uncomfortable because they had split up.
I don't remember.
Well, I was in there and he was like, "What are you doing?" And my guy was just like a pathetic guy whose career wasn't working out.
The one part I remember from that movie is when he was going to have sex with the girl and he made her sign a paper. Yeah. He had a notary. He took a picture with her.
This is the world's largest bid. It's a funny movie, and I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Because I like it.
That's just one of those movies where you go, how come people didn't like this?
Street King. I was in Street Kings. Nobody saw that shit either. I'm like, same guy that did Training Day. This shit is awesome.
Yeah. If they canceled Fastlane, I loved that show.
That was an easy gig. Did you not know I was in that?
I do. That's what I'm saying.
It's funny that you did not see me in Burt Wonderstone.
But I remember Fastlane.
because I have never seen an episode of Workaholics.
Yeah, we'll see. There you go.
But here's the thing.
But that's out of your age range. Sure.
No, it's not. Because I looked it up on YouTube a couple days ago because you were coming over, and I was like, first of all, this is like bananas hilarious. Like crazy, like in my wheelhouse hilarious. So I'm going to make a parlay for you. I'm in the bookstore the other day with my son. Blue bus, took him to the promenade, went to the bookstore. And I'm looking at Lauren Hillenbrand's Unbroken, the movie that's out.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck, I wish I didn't read that book yet because it was such an amazing book. Ever see like a book or a movie and you're like, I can't believe I saw it already.
That's me in the Harry Potter movies, but go on.
Or like, I wish I never heard Kings of Leon because I could have just discovered Kings of Leon or Rival Sons. But like now, on the other side with Workaholics, like I have 4 seasons at my leisure to laugh my balls off. Like the world, like I'm so happy about it.
Yeah,
and
that's the best way.
Yeah, and I don't bullshit the listener. Like it'd be a dick move, I think, of me for you to come in here and be like, bro, Workaholics is the best. Yeah. But the things I saw, I was laughing my ball. Like the guys that, he's going to massage homeless people for his new career. Like that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, they got a bunch of, like, especially if you smoke pot, any weed smokers out there, you can really enjoy the show. People play drinking games to Workaholics. Every time I go on the road to colleges, they come and say, we play Workaholics drinking game. Every time Adam says a certain thing, then we
What
drink.
is it? What are some good Workaholic drinking games?
Yeah, they say, so then every time I make reference to my wife, they'll, take a shot. Or every time Adam says a barrage, they'll take a shot. Whatever it is. They get just when they make certain references, people say, we take a shot. When it comes on, we take a shot. We go to commercial, we take a shot.
But what kind of name is Montez? What nationality are you?
Hey, that's the whole thing about him too. That was the only thing I have in common with Montez is like people don't know. I knew guys like that. I grew up in not a tough neighborhood, but like tough neighborhood adjacent.
Yeah.
So like
I'm with you.
Like south of where I lived, it was like you didn't go there, so I could see it, but I never went there. So I knew a bunch of guys like that. That's where I'm drawing from. But that's how they wrote the character. They told me he's like, you don't know where he's from. He's from, he's got a little slang to him and
ethnically ambiguous.
Yeah, that's my superhero character, ambiguous man, ethnically ambiguous man.
What ethnicity are you?
Look at you. People want to know so they can know how to hate you. You see?
Me?
Yeah, people want to know what race. People want to know what box they can put you in so they can be like, oh, this is what you can or cannot say.
I already put you in the Harry Potter box, man. You're done. It's been hermetically sealed. You can't. There's no nationality you could drop on me.
My mom's from Central America. Belize.
Pretty vague.
Belize. I'm telling you.
You just said my mom's from a continent.
Yeah, but it's not a big continent. I think California is bigger than the whole. Belize, but I have family from Belize and Jamaica. My aunt looks like Oprah. But my dad was like Europeanish. That one's more. And only because I've never.
He's a Viking.
Yeah, never. Yeah. So even my mom's mixed. So
you're just all mixed up.
I'm just all. This is what. Unfortunately, what we're going to look like.
With lots of dark in your woodpile.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And you know what? You said the right thing. This is what we're all going to look like in 100 years.
Yeah. Maybe sooner than that.
As long as these NBA players keep getting after it, there's going to be a lot of beige babies all over the damn world.
Yeah, but there won't be any. This is what the NBA is being diluted because they're so busy having sex with white girls.
That's my point, exactly.
Yeah, we got to stop that.
Erik Griffin, I looked you up to do a Wikipedia search.
Oh, I have. Do I even have a Wikipedia page?
Yeah, you're.
I'm getting famous.
You want to know what came up?
What came up?
From Campbell College, Orlando, Florida, 6'8", first team All Big South, currently playing forward for the Texas Legends.
Yeah, because he was on Dallas.
He's a bum, apparently.
Yeah, he was, but he got cut.
You know how bad you have to be 6'8" and not be one of those guys that don't get in?
Yeah. Who you telling, man? But he hit me up. He hit me up on Twitter. That's how I know he's not famous.
What?
He hit me up too. He was like, I'm the real Erik Griffin. That's what he hit.
You should have said, what show you come out on?
Yeah, he's like
Texas Legends.
Is he the CBA? Is that what is that?
The D League. The D League.
Man, he might make it. Let's just let's
6'8".
6. I know, but that's little.
You can't teach height, man.
That little people always say that. You can't teach height. If I was 7 foot, I would be dunking on everybody.
It's true. Look, I got a long theory about the NBA. If you're 7 feet tall and you suck, then I'm 5'10". That means I'm literally better at basketball than you.
Probably.
Because you can stand flat-footed and hold the net. So, like, you making a basket is like me throwing shit in my own trash can in my kitchen. So, if you're 7 feet tall and you stink, you're like, other levels stink. So, 6'8" is right there.
Yeah, he's probably... But then
I'm going to say Campbell College. I'm going to say
you got to be fast, man.
Character issues.
No, God.
No. Why not How does he go to 3 community colleges and then graduate from or leave Campbell? Why didn't he play at Texas? Why didn't he play at Florida?
You really looked him up. He probably wasn't that good.
Oh, bro,
it's not character issues. He just probably wasn't that good.
Maybe you didn't hear me when I said all Big South first team.
Who's in the Big South?
I have apparently Campbell College.
That doesn't even say. That sounds like D2. It's like
it is.
That's D2 adjacent. Right
it ain't D1.
It's not. Can be D1.
I think it's ICDC, the school that Little Romeo does commercials for.
It might be online, you know.
That'd be can you imagine where, you know, because none of these guys are like student athletes. Let's be honest. And I'm going football.
All of them. Big
white linemen. I'm not going racially. I'm going across the board. So when is going to be the first guy like, where'd you come out of? University of Phoenix?
Might as well.
Why not?
Why not? I mean, first of all, I don't think they should. They should let them stay in college for as long as they want. Give them a certain number of years of eligibility to play, but then they should be able to take as long as they want to graduate. They shouldn't even have to go to school while they're playing.
Playing in the NBA?
No, when they're playing in college. These college players.
I don't think they should have to go to college. I think the D League and I think football should figure out a way to have like a D League where guys that can't spell, you know, could play football on like a minor league level. Because there's guys, I talk about this on the radio show, like, if you want to know if a guy's going to class, just read his Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, I remember once there was a defensive end from, maybe it was Ole Miss. It was either Ole Miss or, I think it was actually Ole Miss, the Rebels. And during the draft, Marquise Pouncey, who's a twin, got drafted. He's a center. He's an all-pro. He's great. And he stood up to kiss his twin brother. And it was like a mix-up, and they kissed on the lips. Which if I had a twin brother, I'd probably kiss him on the lips. I'll kiss you on the lips. I don't give a shit. But this guy tweeted, "Oh, damn, Pouncey twins be gay." My all-time favorite athlete tweet. Pouncey twins be gay.
You know what? That's one of those. Twitter needs an edit button. Twitter, you haven't sent a tweet where you're like, shit, I got to delete that right now.
Yeah, my bosses call me and go, "Could you take that down? You're going to cost us a lot of business."
That's a
big sponsor.
You need a quick, like, oh, let me edit that real fast or take back. Because then sometimes you're like, you know, doing
people screen save your bullshit.
It's quick. Yeah. That when you put it out there, it's done.
I got an idea for Twitter that somebody will steal and make millions of dollars off of. Like, you and I are friends. So like, if somebody's giving you shit on Twitter and you block them, I should get a notification that one of my friends blocked somebody, and then I look at what they wrote, and then I block them. Like a little red circle at the top of my thing, and I go, "Oh, what's?" Because
so and so blocked so and so.
It would add excitement too, because you'd wake up, check your Twitter, there'd be like a little red dot on your profile. You'd be like, "Oh, what's going on here?"
Yeah,
and you find out like some
jerk in Indiana said something rude, and he got blocked.
You're like, "Fuck you, Ryan Sickler, you suck," and you're like, "Don't fucking run shit at Ryan Sickler." Yeah. My dude, block, you block too.
Oh, then it should send a notification to all your followers, like, Jay just blocked this guy. You should block him too. Yeah. I like that.
Whoever I block, whoever's following me, or I get a lot of traffic with that person, they get that red dot.
They already have the mute. Do you use the mute?
I don't know how.
What do you mean you don't know how? It's
because I'm not.
It's right there. You just press mute.
I'm a jock. No, you know what?
Jock?
No, I never. I was trying to make you laugh, and I'm glad I did. I never thought of myself as a jock. And then Brian Bassane was here, and he goes, "You know, you're a jock." And I go, "Whoa, I'm not a jock." And he goes, "Did you letter in a sport in high school?" And I go, "Well, yeah." And he goes, "Well, first of all, just your response, well, yeah."
That's very jockey.
He goes, "Did you letter in more than one sport?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Which two?" I said, "Baseball and wrestling." He goes, "How many times did you letter?" And I go, "All combined?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, and then I felt like, I'm like, hey. Because like freshman to senior year wrestling, I always started. And he goes, "Well, you're a jock." He goes, "I sit at home and I'm like playing Dungeons and Dragons with my friends. To us, you're a jock." And I go, "Well, I'm not like fucking dunking at like the rec league down the street because I can't play basketball at all."
I went to an all boys high school and I played basketball.
Sounds hot.
And I played basketball. We had a lot of sister schools though that we, because it was Catholic school, so we had a lot of sister schools that we would interact with. But anyway, later I'm out of high school. I'm like working, and I'm working at this school, and one of the kids I'm coaching, his sister's there, and she's circling around the court, and I don't know who it is, and I say, "Excuse me, can I help you?" And she goes, "Erik Griffin, you don't remember me? You were always a snob in high school." And I thought to myself, shit, I was a snob? I didn't even know. I wasn't a snob. I was like insecure and like...
Why was a girl in an all-boys school?
No. At one of our dances.
Don't touch me.
She was at our you're so close. I'm a touchy-feely guy. I come in.
Me too.
All right.
I'm a hugger.
It was at the dance, like we would have dances. So she would tell me like, you would always be at the dance and you wouldn't even dance with anybody. You know, I'd be like, what are you talking about? I didn't dance with anybody because I didn't know how to fucking ask somebody to dance.
Right.
You don't know your perception. You don't know how people perceive you until later. Like I could have taken advantage of being a snob and I never did.
Yeah. You're like, look, my mom's from Belize. My dad's a Viking. I dance on the Viking side. I'm afraid to dance. So, and then what did you say to her?
I just was like, I'm sorry, I don't remember you, you know? So maybe
that'll get you.
Made me feel even worse, but I just thought I was really like reminiscing about what I didn't get to do.
You got to be like, do you think that ever happens to Bieber? Like some girl's like, you're a snob to me. Remember I waited outside your hotel
That's
in
totally
Harrisburg,
different.
Pennsylvania. You walked right past me, Mr. Bieber.
Do you understand that if Bieber tweeted, I need some pussy, I'll be at the Staples Center, it would be like American Idol auditions. Do you understand? They would have to do like a reality show. Oh, Bieber booty call, right? I would watch every week just to see who would be the final 5.
I want to see who gets cut.
But the first couple of weeks there'd be fat girls walking out.
You're like,
fuck you, Justin Bieber.
Like Last Comic Standing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be somebody.
Last Comic Standing, there's a guy in a banana suit outside the Improv.
Oh God.
Just standing there with like, literally there's a guy in a banana suit.
Is it one of those things where like when you let Last Comic Standing, afterwards, did you have nothing to do with it?
No. When they took the comics out of the house, I reclused myself from the proceedings because that's not the show that I wanted to do. Because then you're just doing sort of like even at the Improv. And to me, comics living together in a house, that to me was...
Oh, you wanted the house aspect.
Fuck yeah. Like me, you... Like when I came up in comedy, it was like me, Keith Robinson, like Rich Voss, Colin Quinn, and Jim Norton, and Louis C.K. We would just sit at a table and fucking destroy each other.
Right.
And I'm like, if I could film that PG version and have that on TV... I mean, look, that fan won because everybody fucking picked on him.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to that fan. I'm sure he's up and running and doing fine. But, I mean, you're going to tell me that fan's a better comic than Ralphie May? But the fact is they played hide and seek on that fan and they didn't look for him. And
that's right.
My aunt, Aunt Sally is in Brick, New Jersey, and she's a special ed teacher. And I go, did you vote? Like all excited. And she goes, I did. And I go, who'd you vote for? And she goes, I voted for that fan. I go, you thought that fan was funnier than Ralphie May? She goes, I just didn't like the way the other kids, she said kids. She goes, I didn't like the way the other kids treated him. I felt bad.
See, that's your fault. You created that monster.
I didn't tell them to fucking break the kids' balls.
You just got finished saying how you like, people sit around a table and talk shit to each other. That's what you want to see. Of course, the weakling is going to get the votes of America.
I wanted them all in the house breaking balls. I didn't know they were going to prank the guy. The best part, though, is when they did not. He hid behind... He went, Jesus Christ. He went upstairs, a huge house that they put him in the hills. And there was like a theater in this house. And he hid behind the curtain that lifts when you show a movie.
No.
And nobody looked for him. And they had like cameras on him. And they had like time-elapse. And it was like 18 minutes had gone by. And he was getting all sweaty because he has this huge fucking curtain on him. And then they cut to everybody downstairs. And they had forgotten that this was they're watching TV and like making jokes at each other. And that fan comes downstairs and they all start laughing. And that fan goes, you know what? I'm never playing hide and seek with you guys again.
Which made it even better. That's the sentence you never want to hear a grown man say.
Justin Bieber, I need pussy. Meet me outside Staples Center.
Yeah, it would be American Idol auditions.
Bieber booty.
Bieber booty call. You're such a white guy. How you said that, Bieber booty.
I did like that?
Yeah, it's booty call.
Why? See, you already put me in a box. You put me in a white guy box.
You in the cracker box right now.
I had Clipper tickets long before you did, bro.
Yeah, well, you've had money for a long time.
Money? Yeah. Back when I had Clipper tickets, they paid you to come, like Robin Harris. I sat down with the team. 9 points, 15 rebound, 18 assists. Damn, they had a triple-double.
I wish it was like that now. Damn things is expensive.
Yeah, you really do like the Clippers. You've always been down with the Clips?
Yeah, because I'm from L.A. I used to go to the games just to go watch the other teams. And then after a while, you're like, oh, I'm here enjoying my team, you know?
Yeah, they turned the corner for real. And let me tell you something. When you're right, when we used to go to Clipper games, like when Allen Iverson would come to town.
Oh, Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. That's what I would go.
And X-Man, Xavier McDaniels.
Yeah.
Michael Cage.
All these people, you would watch the other team. You'd be like, you'd cheer for the other team, and then the fourth quarter would come, and you go, okay, it's a home game, so we got to cheer for the Clippers. And after a while, you just like started liking them. I remember Lloyd Vaught, those days.
Lloyd Vaught, I love it. This is how you know your team is bad. Is in the newspaper, you see a picture of Tim Duncan. You see a picture of like I'm trying to think of stars from the West. You see a picture of Tim Duncan, LaMarcus Aldridge, and a picture of like fucking Kevin Durant. It's like coming to the whatever you're coming to Target Center.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, I got to get on this package.
I know. That's how they sell the team. They go,
that's what we did.
You got to get on that, with the Cleveland, boom, boom, that.
And let me tell you something. When AI came to town, we got so fucked up. It was a party. Like Allen Iverson was coming to town, and the Clippers, it was empty because it was down when they played at the sports arena. And I remember the fourth quarter.
I used to love the sports arena, though.
Oh, I used to love it a lot.
Yeah, it's great.
And I see a lot of boxing matches down there, too.
You still into boxing?
Back in the no, not at all. Fucking boxing died a death. Dana White just stepped on its throat in an alley someplace and said, "Let's show you real fighting."
It's not even about that. It would be like if there was 8 different basketball leagues and 8 different leagues were going, "We're the world champion." No, they're the world champion. No, you got to unify.
Yeah, it is weird. Like 2 guys get into a ring to fight in boxing. If you ever see like a boxing, like Friday Night Fights is a good example, which is still a good product because Teddy Atlas does the color commentary and he's amazing. Is there any water around here? Because I'm watching a Pier 1 brawl. And like one guy will have 2 belts, and the other guy comes in with like another belt, and you're like, well, which one of you guys have the fucking belts?
Yeah, I feel
and one of those belts is raggedy. It's just got like a green ribbon around it.
Yeah. It's like that's a cheap league, and it should be seasons. It should be a season. It should be boxing season.
Really?
Yeah, I think then you would know. Okay, it's boxing time, and there's a big tournament going. You know who the number 1 contender is, and that's you make a hero. You know, that's how you do it.
Showtime tried that with like the Final 6 or the Grade 8 or whatever it was called.
But you know that it's junk. You know, with the pay-per-view, with the personalities. Don King became bigger than boxing. When that
judges,
happened,
you leave it to the judges.
And there should be scoring too. You should know when you're fighting that you got to knock this guy out because you look at the score and you go, "Damn, I'm down right now on the judges' card." Why do they wait till the end? It's like it's so shady right now.
UFC recently, there's been some like bad judging, but what I love about UFC is Dana White will go to Twitter immediately and say, "That was the worst judge ever, and I will never have him judge the UFC ever again." He's accountable.
It's too violent for me. I can't get into it. Yeah.
This is why you should love the UFC. I'll tell you why. It's not as violent.
It's really violent, dude.
Because here's what's great about UFC is the guy that loses is a 3rd-degree black belt.
Yeah. Well,
run that through your head for a second.
No, I totally get that.
No, not you, the listener. But what I'm going to say to you is...
But it's like Roman times. We might as well have a lion cage.
It's safer than boxing. Because boxing, you get punched and you die in the ring, but it's from the fight 3 fights ago and the brain damage that it caused. UFC...
You just have brain damage immediately.
But you don't because the ref jumps on top of everybody and stops it. And if the ref wasn't there, you would have died.
Dude, people's actual knee is hitting someone in the face.
Yeah.
That can't be safer than boxing. Hasn't someone died already during one of these fights?
No.
Okay, that's when that happens.
And what happens is like if I put you in a chokehold and you tap out, then they stop. It's done. It's done.
It's like throwing in a white towel, though.
And the first thing but they don't throw in the white towel because they're afraid of your pride. And what I love about UFC, even if a guy gets knocked out, the first thing they do is they stand up and they hug each other because of the martial arts aspect of the mutual respect.
Yeah.
You know what's cool is my Amazon banner at jmohr.com. You ready for this?
Yeah.
If you, Erik Griffin, who's going to be in Tampa.
Thank you. Tampa.
Side Splitters, January 29th, 30th, and 31st. And Virginia Beach Funny Bone, February 12th, 13th, 14th. Man, get that Valentine's Day sweat.
To help you remember Super Bowl weekend and Valentine's Day weekend.
Or you go to erikgriffin.com.
Yeah, erikgriffin.com.
Get those dates. If you want to buy something for Valentine's for your old lady, don't go to amazon.com, Erik Griffin.
Why?
Because you go to jmohr.com.
Oh, here we go.
You click the Amazon banner.
Shameless
doesn't cost
plug.
you. Well, no, it's not shameless. It's full. There's no shame at all because this is how the podcast stays afloat.
Oh, true enough.
So go to jmohr.com, click the Amazon banner. You get redirected to Amazon. Amazon just wants to know that you got there through my website. Doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
I get a kickback, and it goes right to my son's college direct deposit. And Keith Morrison from Dateline goes, but how do we know that it really goes to your... I go, because that would be embezzlement, and I'd be in jail.
This is actually a genius idea. I think I want to have a banner to all porn sites, you know? So I know you want to go to this porn site. Click on erikgriffin.com first. That'd be great.
And then what would you get in return? Free streaming things from porn people?
No, I want money. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Go to jmohr.com, click the Amazon banner like our friend Brian Casima, who says, what's going on? Hey, JJ, my name is Brian Casima. On Twitter, I'm Brian. Oh, it's Brian C60. I know this guy from Twitter. He's a Twitter hat-trick winner from back in the day. I went to the Amazon banner at jmohr.com, and I bought my top 5. Don't list bully me. My wife says I'm a list bully. Like if I go, give me your 5 top whatever's.
Oh, I love that.
I'll tell you you're wrong.
Don't give me.
Even though they're your favorites. I'll be like, how the fuck could you not have Magic Johnson #1? He played center for crying out loud.
Don't get me started on that.
All right, so here are my top 5. Don't list bully me. More stories, episodes, and products to coincide with them. Number 5, Dean Del Rey. I picked up his CD, Lone Mountain Serenade.
Love Dean.
Yeah, he's great. I saw a picture of him and you on your website.
Oh, that's my dude.
Nuts the butts with you. Nuts the butts with you. Number 4, Perry Farrell from Jane's Addiction. I purchased Jane's Addiction, Nothing Shocking. Well done, friend. Number 3, Keaton Simons. I bought a CD, Beautiful Pain. Number 2, John DiMaggio. I bought his documentary, I Know That Voice. And number 1, which I haven't gotten yet because Amazon is out of stock, but had it when I ordered it, your book, Gasping for Airtime. Well, that was nice of you, brother. I hope this helps out the Mohr boys. Sincerely, Brian Kasirma. Brian, thank you, brother. And I know you, Brian C60 from Twitter. I see you out there, bro. I see you out there working. Let's talk about your biography on your website.
God.
In your bio, it says, quote, Erik.
Here we go.
Quote, quit his job and plunged headlong into making comedy his full-time occupation. First question, what was your job?
I got to change all that, right? I worked at a school. I did.
What?
I was working at a school. I was coaching. I was teaching a yearbook class. I was working in the office. I was like the everyman.
A yearbook class? You teach people how to fucking say cheese?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. See, you are a jock.
Shit,
you are a jock bully. You bullied the yearbook people, didn't you?
I'm a comedy whore, and I got to wedge the punchlines in, no matter how tiny the runway.
You were a bully.
No, I was never a bully in real life ever, but I am a list bully.
You're a list bully.
I was a bully hunter.
What do you know what I love? Speaking of those lists, I get trapped on online when I go and it says like top 13 worst celebrity haircuts. I get lost in those because then you click on that one, you read that one, then it goes to top 5 best boob jobs, and you just keep going and going and going.
13 players picked before J.J. Watt.
Right? Don't get me started. I used to listen to Jim Rome all the time. By the way.
That is great. That does not suck. Erik Griffin.
I remember you coming on there, and I always thought that was like, oh wow, that's brilliant.
It was fun, man, and I got away with murder.
But it was a seamless transition from comedy to for sports, and then the commentary of it. That was great.
Well, that's what I like about Jay Mohr Sports is I realized like 3 months ago, crisis of conscience. I don't know what else you would call it. Is this isn't a sports show anymore. This is now a comedy show where we talk about sports. Everybody gets the same box scores. Everybody knows the same info every day.
Yeah.
But if you listen to your radio dial, nobody really seems to be having any fun. It's all like, all right, let's get, they'll like hype up the top, and then they just get mired down in statistics. So I like to just work in like bits.
Well, the thing that gets me is that I think that sports journalists, they think that they're real journalists.
Yeah, but they get fucking Heisman votes, and it makes me crazy.
And I
want a Heisman vote.
They need the sport to be successful for them to have a job. True. So they're more like waiters. And if you ask a waiter, hey, how's the soup today? They're supposed to go, I don't know if the soup's good today, but they don't trash the restaurant. Right. That's the difference between the media now and the media, say, of Babe Ruth. If Babe Ruth was playing today, he would be a pariah, okay? He was a drunk, he was a womanizer, he was taking amphetamines,
And you're missing the big one that nobody even really knows.
What's that? He was
black. No, he had black in him.
Oh, well, he would never, if that would have been out on Twitter.
You really didn't know
I
this?
did not know that.
Babe Ruth, and I'm about to drop an N-bomb, so everybody fucking chill out. Opposing players would call Babe, I'm not making, there's nothing funny about this, especially when the N-word's involved. And I know you got a smirk on your face. Like, I'm going to drop a joke.
Because I love it, because this is what white guys do. They got to like.
No, I don't want people to say like I'm saying something inflammatory. But
Jay Mohr said the N-word.
If you read, I hate it. It's just disgusting. But opposing players.
Is it?
No, it's not. It's fucking great.
Well, I mean, it all depends on context, right? It's a polarizing word, but I think it's more polarizing because of how the other side feels about it.
Which is the other side?
I'm just saying, I just think that
white or black.
I think white liberals, they think they're superheroes. And they're like, is there an ethnic group being offended? I need to do something. And sometimes they make it worse than it really is.
This is what I hate. First of all, what I was going to say is opposing players used to call Babe Ruth nigger lips.
Right.
Because he was raised in an orphanage, and the book on Babe Ruth was that one of his parents was black.
Oh, I thought he had big, juicy lips. I thought that's why they...
Yeah. But that is true. You really are waiting for a punchline.
No. I was just wondering if he had big juicy lips.
But when you go back to context, and look, I always like Patrice O'Neal would call me it, and that's because we were friends.
Yeah.
And like Darryl Wright will call me it because we're friends. But like I would never say it back because the context is a white guy saying it to a black guy, and there's no.
But that was wrong too, I think.
What's that?
I think that let's say late 80s, early 90s, that's when that became that was when it was a big thing. And especially I think black comics, pushed that out there even more. That was the whole line all the time. It was like, no, I can say it, you can't say it. And it was all the jokes were about
I think they say it way more now. Athletes say it all the time. Referees are throwing the flag on the football field if they hear a black guy. A white referee will call you for unsportsmanlike conduct. If you're like, yeah, nigga, and they'll throw a flag because you said the N-word on the field. I'm like, what's next? Cussing? Like, and on my radio show, I was like, look, I keep talking about my wife, but she writes so much of my stand-up, and she's the funniest person in the family. I mean, really is funnier than me.
Also, this is like Shakespeare. You're not really you're like the puppet comic right now, and she's really pushing it out there for you.
My last special, the entire hour, was written by Nikki Cox.
Oh, that's great. And I'm like that you're giving her credit. I love that.
But she said, like, Carlin had the 7 dirty words you can never say on television.
Right.
Just make it 8.
Yeah, right.
Just make it 8. And then on my radio show, I came to the conclusion, like, after slavery and after, like, being second-class citizens and, like, post-racial, my ass, if you're white and you think, like, racism is over, be a black guy for a day and just walk through the fucking Grove. It's gonna be a funky thing. But, like...
There's a difference, though. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, I want you to talk way more than me.
Oh, okay.
I'm losing my voice.
The last podcast I was on, I got all these tweets like, you're cutting them off, and I said, that's what you're supposed to do. You're encouraged.
I get those tweets all the time.
Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. Wait, what were we just talking about?
The word nigger.
Oh, right. And that's the part that's going to be looped, like on one of those auto tune. Like,
send that to Al Sharpton. Send that to those fucking cluckheads at MSNBC that think they're doing God's work.
I'm so glad you said that. I feel like MSNBC and Fox News, they're the exact same.
They're exact idiots on different.
They're just on different spectrums.
One is A, one is Z.
They're all this. Oh, okay. Yeah. I just had to fight with my mom about this because my mom's so.
I had the same fight with her. What's her deal? Mommy, mira, ven acá. Listen.
He swears I'm Mexican. You know that? He told me earlier, it was like, I don't want you knocking on my door. I don't want 2 Mexicans knocking on my door.
Well, I knew Ernie, the podcast recorder today, was Mexican, so I just knew you were darker.
You saw me. People don't know they want to call Homeland Security or immigration on me.
No, you could be Jewish. You could be a lot of things. I know. You could play any part.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. By the way, I was on Live at Gotham. That would be like the white stand-up show.
Axis on television.
I was on Payaso Comedy Slam. That was the Latino show.
What's Payaso mean?
Clown. I was on the Centrix All Stars.
As Louis Guzman would say, you was on a clown show, bro?
Yeah, that was on the Centrix All Stars. That's the black show. That's the
Seriously?
BT2. They should call it BT2. Centrix, I don't understand that name. It sounds like a male enhancement product.
Say it again.
Centrix. That's the BT other station.
BET's, like their FXX.
Yes.
And their MTV2.
They call it Centrix. It sounds like male enhancement or something.
Sounds like a powder you put in your water to help you shit.
Yeah. You got that Centrix. You having trouble shitting?
I haven't shit for days, son.
You haven't shit for days? You know what you need?
What's that?
Centrix.
Oh, for real? Oh.
That would be the commercial.
I feel fine now.
Right. I feel regular as a motherfucker.
For a guy that hates, so you were talking about the N-word and
Sorry.
But you know what I hate more than the N-word is people saying the N-word.
Yeah, see, that's okay.
Like
thank you.
George Carlin's doing fucking somersaults in his grave.
I just don't get. It's one of those things that is very polarizing, and that would be my only reason why I would say, yeah, we probably should like get rid of the word. But it's part of people's vernacular. It's just what people, that's just how it is.
No, it's part of black people's vernacular, and
right. But it's so common. But then you have
like redneck who hate black people's vernacular. So black people say they use it as a term of endearment, right?
It's somewhat.
Okay. Kobe Bryant is playing the Houston Rockets. The Lakers are playing the Rockets. Kobe Bryant sits on the scorer's table and he yells at Dwight Howard, "Fuck you, bitch ass neck." Like he says it. I'm like, that wasn't a term of endearment.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard wasn't upset over bitch.
It's all about context.
And the context was, I'm going to call him that word because that's the worst thing I can think of.
Yeah. Well, no, because how you say something, sometimes the message gets lost in the delivery.
Go on, I'm listening.
And what his whole tone, he could have said anything.
Bitch ass My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Bitch ass brony.
Yeah. Why you calling me My Little Pony? Because you a little bitch. Then we got to get rid of bitch too then.
So you have no problem with the word?
No, I personally don't have a problem with the word, but I have a problem with the way the word affects people. So obviously.
Let me give you a hypothetical. You're leaving Starbucks, 2 white guys are outside, and they're going to go, guy got my order wrong. Which guy? That guy? No, the nigger with the thing in his, like, that doesn't bother you?
Yeah, that would bother me.
All right, why?
Because in that context, what I believe that what he's saying is not a term of endearment. He's using it. If you're using it in a negative way, like you could use any word in a negative way.
Okay.
You call somebody a dump truck, are we, you dump truck, or you, just because we haven't pummeled that into our heads as something being bad, it doesn't mean that they still don't mean something good. They're being an asshole.
I've had this conversation a few times when it's come up on Mohr Sports. And if you guys give a shit about my radio show, there's jmohrsports.com and there's a list of affiliates. This is not why we're here. We're here because it's More Stories with Erik Griffin, at Erik Griffin, at Tampa Side Splitters, January 29th, and Virginia Beach Funny Bone, February 12th. Make sure you represent and let them know that you're down and you're having a good time watching him do stand-up comedy. And black caller, because I had a lot of white people calling the show saying, like, well, basically what you're saying. And I'm like, well, I need black men to call because we had a bunch of white guys. And that's what I hate about, that's what I hate about MSNBC and Fox News is they roll out their black.
Yeah.
To go like.
Their friend.
Yeah.
Can you get Jerome? We need to talk about some black issues. Can you get Jerome, please?
On MSNBC, it's Sharpton. And then on Fox, it's like the guy that worked, he was the Republican, Richard Steele. And
God,
the whole thing is, to me, like, I asked for black callers, and the black callers would call up and said, for us, it's different because we do use it as a term of endearment all the time. And then I
grew up in a black neighborhood. I'm half. You know what I mean?
You just told me 14 minutes ago you don't know what nationality you are. No. Now you're like, bro, I'm black. Let me tell you. Let me tell you the struggle.
But that's what that is. People from Belize. This is what they.
They ain't white.
Yeah, right. I can't get a cab either 10 years ago. Now I can.
Here's the thing that I came to the conclusion was, after all the black racism, specifically black, in this country, which is off the charts and crazy, and if you're white and you're listening to this and rolling your eyes, I got news for you. We're right. Erik and I we're right. You're wrong. If you're rolling your eyes like, again, like, yeah, no, it's fucking real. It's every day, and you have I don't have any idea, but I have friends, and I know.
Here's the difference, though.
Okay, honey.
Here's the difference. Now someone can be, because I believe in the right of people to not like someone for whatever reason there is. Racism is when you can affect their lives because of that. Things are getting better. Like if I go to a restaurant now and some guy is like, some redneck guy is just like, I don't want these niggers in here. He can't do anything about it. He's going to be asked to leave.
Right.
It's almost cute now. Oh, really? You're still doing that? Oh, that's adorable.
But there's black people in your situation, in that situation, that would lose their fucking shit and get in a fist fight.
But because of what? But then it's like, why? At some point, we have to let all this go. At some point, there are people out there that are never going to let it go. All of us have prejudice for whatever reason.
Why is the word so important to the black community?
I don't think it's important. But you know who's making it important? Other people making it. You are making it important.
That's not true. And specifically for me, I'm saying singularly, because when I had black men call my radio show and we did it for like 2 hours,
right?
I was told over and over again, this is part of our vernacular. This is what we call each other in our friendship, and this is what we call each other as terms of endearment. And then my take on it was, you know what? After all you've been through, after slavery, after being brought over in ships laid, stem to stern, like cattle, like animals, and not, awful. When all that's said and done, you get this word.
See, this is what I don't like about it.
I guess you win. Like you get to use it, and I can't. Like Riley Cooper of the Eagles goes, "I'll fight every Indian,"
yeah.
And it's like he's almost,
because the point,
and what he said was disgusting. I'm not defending Riley Cooper, but 44 black guys in a locker room were like, "Yeah, nigga," like they just nonstop.
But but I think it's about knowing somebody's character. See, I think that got blown out of proportion. Like I'm not against Riley Cooper in that situation.
I like that he said it at a country western concert like there was a black guy there at all. A Kenny Chesney concert, and there's just 44 brothers up front like, when's he coming out?
I know white guys that like have been around in the neighborhood, let's say, and they just like they have a way of talking, and I get it. You know, I get it. But see, what you were just saying about, this is what I don't like about it. I think white people should just say it, because that's not the 40 acres and a mule. That's what I don't like about it. As if to say all of the struggle that people have gone through, all of the struggle, all of the racism, everything that's gone through in this country, we're going to go, okay, we won't say this word. You know, you guys win. Like, no, fuck that. That's not enough. It's not enough.
Well, I agree with you, but you're almost making a case, which is interesting. Like, we're allowed to say the word and you can't, like, deal with it.
Yeah.
Like we've turned the most heinous word that you used against us as a term of endearment towards one another.
Yeah, they had to like back in the day, that's what, you know, like we had to come up with different words like peckerwood, you know.
Yeah, there is no good white.
There's no good because nothing.
You called me a cracker earlier.
Yeah, like, what is it?
And I almost hit you over the head with my microphone. I was so offended.
It's like there's nothing that can offend. That's the thing.
Guy dropped the C word on me.
I think that we give it so much power.
White boy.
The N word, that word is given so much power that I think that the racists from back in the day are still winning because of it.
So you taught at a hi honey.
Hey honey.
You taught at a yearbook at a, how do you teach your? I'm being serious. How do you?
That's great. I mean, it's all about.
Can you say the name of the school? Can you give them a shout out?
Yeah. Well, they actually closed down. So it was a Catholic school. Let's not talk about Catholic schools.
After you left.
Really? You gotta come in. We got a kiss on the podcast right there.
Special delivery.
That was great.
After you left, they were like, "Well, if he's gone, what the fuck are we gonna do?"
No, but I enjoyed those times.
So you really taught yearbook?
Yeah, I did. I
don't know what that. I honestly don't know what that means. That's why I made the joke.
Oh well, it's photography and the designs, and there was like it was great. Like that's a memory that you have for the rest of your life. Do you ever look at your high school yearbooks?
Yeah.
Like that's okay. Boom. Still to this day, you look at it.
You know what's amazing? If you look at yearbooks from like the 50s, everybody looks this like they're
the exact same. You didn't even know who. All white guys look the same, right? That's what in the 50s.
But they all look like they're old. They all look like
like they were 30.
But if you look at a yearbook today, if you look at a yearbook from like 1988, you're like, these are like babies. If you look like your parents' yearbook,
better.
You look at your parents' yearbook, you're like, yeah, it's my mom right there. She's old. They all look 40.
Yeah.
Because they were all smoking and drinking. What are you, nauseous with the pregnancy? Why don't you have some gin?
Yeah.
It'll calm the baby.
It'll calm the baby's nerves in the womb.
So you taught us. You didn't just teach yearbook at a school. You did other things.
No, that's what I was doing at the time. Look, I have a lot of regrets in life, and my biggest regret was like not pursuing comedy when I should have. Not that there's a right or wrong. I'm not a believer. First of all, I'm not a believer in things happen for a reason.
Thank you.
I'm not one of those people.
They don't happen for a reason.
First of all, we're just survivors. That's what we are. We adapt to our situation. That's what they're really saying when they say that. Like we can live in cold weather, we can live in hot weather, we can survive like atrocities. We're made to survive. So when some bad stuff happens to you, we sit here and we go, "Oh, I survived that," but instead we go, "Well, that happened for a reason." No, you just made the best of your situation. That's what that means.
Yeah.
So for me, like I do have regrets. I look back and go, that's why I tell young people. I tell all young people when I see them, like, follow your dreams. Follow your dreams.
When was the first time you could have done stand-up comedy? And
I was doing it. When I was 22, I was like, I went to a comedy class. It was so bad. But you need that comfort. It's for comfort. You go and you go, oh, man, maybe I can do this. And then I had my first show, right, at the graduation of the class. It was at the Comedy Store.
Wow. That's cool.
And I was like, I remember like when I got off stage, I was like, man, that felt great. And then they started the real show. First guy that went up, I'll never forget, it was Carlos Mencia. He went up. And he was doing his thing. But I was watching him at the time. I was like, oh, you know what? I probably can do this. I can do it, And then he brought up Chris Tucker. And I'll never, and I thought to myself,
those are two monster acts.
I know. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Because he was so charismatic, you know what I mean? But I didn't know what to do at that point. Now what? Then you're like, there was no mentors. There was no, so I let fear stop me from really pursuing my dreams.
At 22 years old?
And then I didn't get back into it again until I was 30. That's when I first really started doing comedy. But I was a little older. Now I'm like, I know what I needed to do. And the people I was doing open mics with, they're freaking famous, I used to do open mics with Jim Gaffigan. I used to know Jamie Kennedy when he was sleeping on somebody's couch, And I was like, oh, I got to catch up. So that was my whole like boom boom. So I tell young people like, hey, if you have a dream, go for it. You know, because the only thing that's going to stop you is fear. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of like, you know, fear of the choice that you made. It's not even the choice. People fear living with the choice that they made.
Repercussions of the choice. And I'm so glad you said that about everything happens for a reason, because I think that's Western self-medicating bullshit. Like my cousin...
Don't get me started about religion.
This won't... well, I'm a very religious man, and I'd love to talk to you about it at any time, because I won't push it on you, and I don't really give a shit, because I've found my happy place, and I'm okay with it.
That's good. It's just like my mom.
I've had many an atheist on this podcast, and I've had my priest on this podcast.
I get why my mom goes to church. I get what she gets from it. I understand the commune and all that thing of it, but I'm just... Look, I'm not... Let me say this. I feel like there is a higher power, okay? But that doesn't mean I have to agree with books and their religions.
No, it does not, sir.
They are not mutually exclusive.
And I think admitting that there's something greater than you, I think that's very powerful, and I think that's the way. I think that's great.
Yeah, but we don't have to like. It's like I just saw that. Did you see the Moses movie, Exodus?
No.
Oh, you got to watch it. Because I thought the most hilarious thing about it was they portrayed God as a petulant British boy. And I thought that was great.
Well, the Old Testament, it's all just real estate and murder. It's fucking crazy. It's like, cut your son in half.
He was like, I hate you. I want more. I want more. You know, he was just so bad. I thought that's great. It made me feel like Tony Scott was probably an atheist. And that's why he portrayed it that way.
Well, you don't, first of all, I liked it, what you said. And no, I'm not going to talk about religion with you, but I forgot what I was going to say about it.
Why not?
I said Western self-medicating bullshit.
Right.
And look.
But that's religion.
Well, to you.
But that.
I go to mass. It comforts me. So that's my own thing. Yeah. We're not trying to convert one or the other. And
therapy comforts people too.
Yes, it does.
You know, it's a form of that.
My cousin, when he was 20 years old, this is my beautiful wife that writes all the stand-up comedy. Eric.
How are you? Pleasure.
And you know what he said? He goes, I'm so glad you give her so much credit for all the jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, not that many people, you know. Good for you. Oh, stop it. Look at her.
I know. She won't take credit for anything.
Take good credit. Behind every man, there's a great woman, you know?
Yeah. My cousin, my cousin Willie, when he was 20 years old, he was hit by a drunk driver and he was cut in half.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's when everything happens for a reason just went in my brain. Because I got an aunt and uncle that have a birthday and a death day, a Christmas, a Mother's Day, a Father's Day. And there is an empty bedroom in that house. Like, there's no greater good that this could go. But right now, as we speak, there's babies dying in a house fire.
Now, but when people say it happens for a reason, they're saying God made that happen for a reason. That's why people say that. And I say to you,
I don't think that's what they're saying.
Oh, I believe for sure religious people, that's exactly what they say. When they say things happen for a reason, they mean that God's plan. They part of it. And I don't believe that.
You know what George Carlin said about God's plan?
What?
He goes, it's God's will. It's God's will. He goes, well, if it's God's will, why are we all praying? If it's all going to turn out the way he wants it anyway, what the fuck are we doing praying all the time?
Here's my thing about that. It would be like if I had a shark tank at my house. In my pool was full of sharks.
You got to get one, bro.
You know, and then I pushed you in the shark tank.
Okay.
And then I put my hand out to help you out. And then you go, thank you so much for that. No, you'd be fucking pissed that I pushed you in the shark tank.
Right.
That's exactly like saying that, well, you know, my mother got cancer. That's part of God's will. Like even the story of the Jews, 400 years of slavery. They think that was God's plan. No, I think God was like, hey, get your shit together. You know, if anything, like you think after 400 years. So for the first 100 years, God was like, are they still slaves? Damn, maybe I should. Okay. 200 years later, they're like, oh, well, they're still slaves. What are they doing? Another 200 years, so 400 years now, and God's like, okay, well, I guess I got to send Moses to help these motherfuckers out of here. Moses, could you get in there and do something? No, I think that God's chilling.
Maybe that's why they're still waiting for the Savior to come, because with Christ around and with all the slavery, they were probably like, little help? Really? You can have another talk on the mountain there, buddy?
Yeah, I just think that, like, to think, if you believe that.
These Egyptians are kicking our ass.
It just seems like a silly...
Enough with the speeches, Jesus. Help us.
It seems like a silly thing. What if Jesus was just a cool dude?
Well, he was.
You know?
How about this? He was cool enough that people pray to him. There's 3 people: Buddha, Allah.
He said Gandhi.
And Christ. There's 3 people historically.
All probably in the top 25 most famous people ever.
I would hope so.
Right?
Up there with Patrick Duffy.
No.
Listen, but there's 3 people
Michael Jackson
that were cool, so cool that thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years later, we still read books by the millions and billions, depending on the continent, as what they say is not like cool, but like the actual gospel. So they,
But, we've been fooled before. You know what I mean?
Not the Who. They won't get fooled again.
Maybe.
Some guy tweeted me. I asked people to tweet me questions for Erik Griffin. Some guy said, "Can you come in space?" That's what he asked you.
Probably could.
No, you specifically. Would you be able to come in space?
Well, I don't know. Is there some science behind that? I would love to know that.
No, you don't know. You can come in space is the answer.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Do we all know that?
Well, I think you can ejaculate.
I guess there's no gravity.
There is, because I know the Russian astronauts had to put shit on hold because they were getting busy. That actually happened.
There you go.
But would you?
I wouldn't want to be floating around.
Well, you would deposit someplace inside a human, a woman lady in space through the spacesuit hole.
Now, when you're trying to get someone pregnant, you put them upside down, but what happens in space?
Hey, if the eggs are big enough, they'll get there. Don't worry about it. Strong like bull. My wife, she got eggs like fucking grapes. She wouldn't even believe it. Forget about it. I swear to God.
You feel it? Your tip? Is that your eggs?
I ejaculate on her fucking thigh. She gets pregnant. She got eggs like fucking grapes. This one over here with the grape eggs, right? If you could go... All right, listen to these commercials real quick. We're going to come right back.
To the insurance company that spurned me, our time together has come to an end. It's not me, it's you. We both know what I'm talking about. 15 minutes ago, I began courting Geico. It was just the easiest thing I've done since buttering my biscuit at breakfast. Not only have I saved hundreds of dollars on my car insurance, but also the future tears you were sure to impose. My heart and my coverage now belong to Geico. Sincerely, not yours, Tara in Telluride.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
If I told you, Erik Griffin, okay, we're all ready to go. We're taking civilians into space, which I know they're doing already, but like real space, like moon space, would you go?
Yes.
You would? No problem?
No problem.
I think I would get so claustrophobic. Like when I watch movies, just when they clip the helmet onto the spacesuit, I'd be like, so if I want this off, I got to unclip it? I don't want to go.
I'm super claustrophobic too. I know what you mean. I don't like that feeling, but I would, come on. I think how old are you?
I'm 44 years old.
Okay, yes, we're around the same age. And I think back to how fast technology moved in our lifetime. Like when I graduated high school, I was the last class to take typing. Okay, they got computers the next year. Like we saw, cell phones. Like call waiting was a big deal when we were kids.
Answering machines.
Blew
your mind.
Just blew, like all the things that we went through, the technological advances from like 1990 to like now is incredible. And still we have what's next? Like what's the next big thing? Like are we going to see the like transporters? Are we going to see?
That's what I was thinking, teleportation.
But they have that. I think they've done it. Like they've had like a particle has been transported from one part to the other. I read that someplace on a tech thing. So that's what's next. I hope we see that in our lifetime. Man, imagine comedy.
I was just gonna say, oh fuck, no more waiting around at Denver Airport.
Oh my!
Well,
they're trying to do that train, that air train. They're trying to like.
I don't know, but I like the hand movements you're doing at the same time. Zip. He's doing Heil Hitler over and over again. You know that train?
No, that would be up here. This is like I was doing like
a train.
You cool? The electromagnetic train. It can go like Mach 2 or something like that.
No, I don't know about
Mach
this
1.
train.
Look it up. I know it's something like. Have you heard about this?
Mach 3 razor.
It's like right. You get a razor and then you get on the train. No, it's like they can go Mach 1. They're trying to build it. That would.
What is Mach 1? 2,000 miles an hour? No, that's a ton.
Are you talking about going to L.A. and New York in like an hour?
Yeah.
It would change. First of all, I'd live in Montana. It would change America. Do you understand? Like the reason why you live in LA is because it's near your work and all that kind of deal, right? But if you could live someplace else and still get to every comedy club, still get to meetings in LA, it would change the whole landscape. Of
Montana, that's your choice?
Have you been to Montana? Montana's a beautiful state.
I've actually never been to Montana. I know it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful state.
I've seen the calendars.
They've seen the calendar. There's some beautiful places in Montana.
You could go to Maui and you pick a brother up in the cold.
Maui? There's no train from here to Maui.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's true.
You believe in time travel?
I would like to. I want to.
You can't, and I'll tell you why.
But it's hard to. Yeah.
Ron Bennington, my idol in radio, said there's absolutely no time. It was like 8 people having this discussion on the Ron and Fez show. They're on XM Sirius Radio, and we're all like, "But how could you say that?" He goes, "Because somebody would have fucking walked through the door already."
Yeah.
If it's the year 3000 and somebody could time travel, eventually somebody would have went like, "Hey, I'm from the future."
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, he's bummed out.
I am. No, because
like,
I know it can't
man.
be real, but I want it to be real, you know? That sucks when you talk about time travel, you go, would you go back in time? Would you
go back or forward?
I think I would go forward because there's too much responsibility to go back. Like if you had a time machine and you didn't go stop the Titanic, if you didn't go kill Hitler, there's all these list of things you got to fucking do if you go back in time. Who wants that responsibility? I want to go forward.
You know what I do? I go back, and right after John Wilkes Booth shoots Abraham Lincoln, I go down and I fucking put him in a headlock.
That's your big
Lincoln.
You want to save Lincoln?
No, I want to put him in a headlock and be like, yeah, like I was in on it. I tried to think of something. I tried to go the other way with it, and I failed.
I'm not
even going to take that out of the podcast.
I would go on stage. I would do some time.
I wouldn't kill Hitler. You know what I'd do? I'd give him such a pinch.
Yeah.
You
can't kill him because there'd be somebody else to take his place. I would I don't know what. See, what would you even do? Would that even help? Would killing Hitler
I think
really
there's
help?
6 million dead Jews that would go, yeah, we think it would help. Where was God then?
Yeah, see, my point exactly. But what I'm saying is, do you think that it was just because of him? Like, you take him out of the equation, then that would have not have happened?
Well, I don't think Rommel...
What if it would have been worse? What if
worse?
What if killing Hitler, 22 million Jews would have killed? But that was your choice.
Like Hitler's vice president is like, this guy's fucking around.
Right.
You know what?
Yeah, no, somebody kills him and they go, it's the Jews that did that. We got to get rid of them all.
Or is like the next man in line's like, this guy's fucking bullshitting with this plan. Let's step it up a notch.
Yeah, what if Hitler was the calm one?
Mild Hitler.
Yeah, what if he was like, hey guys, let's... He was. Then what? Then what would your choice be?
Great question from Genevieve's daddy on Twitter. This is great. What's the most racist character you've ever auditioned for? That's a good question.
It wasn't really. I had a racist audition moment. I remember going to this commercial audition.
Oh, by the way, Cheech is the guy that tweeted, "Can you come in space?" And he spelled you wrong. Y-I-U.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You need to edit.
You know why? Because he didn't take typing.
No, but exactly. I know what shit is.
What's the most racist shit? Were you reading the copy like, are you people for real?
Okay, I remember, never forget this. It's me and some guy who was like, he was, and this black dude was like Carlton Black from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So he was very much like, hey guys, he was like that. So we do the little, whatever the words were for this stupid audition. And then the guy behind the camera, he goes, okay, liked it. But it would be great if you guys could, let's take it to the streets. Let's, and I said like this, black. And he was like, yeah, like you got a bowl of weed in front of you and y'all chilling. And I was like, wow, this is really happening. So I go.
Was it for like a real show?
No, it was for a commercial.
Wow.
Okay, and so then I go.
And he dropped bowl of weed in front of you?
He dropped bowl of weed. He said, like, there's a bowl of weed in front of you.
It was a commercial for Urkelos.
It was something like non sequitur. So then I go, okay, I get it. I got it. I understood what he meant. It's like, whatever. This is the business you're in. You know, if somebody said they want you to be fat, you're fat. If they want you to be gay, you're gay. It's just whatever it is, right? So I go, okay. I'm like,
centric, son.
Yeah, I'm like, so anyway. And this guy, he couldn't do it. He was like, yeah, bro. And I was like, I just looked right at the dude. We're not going to get this. We're not going to get this. Now, here's the funny thing about this story is I tell my mom. My mom, I didn't know this at the time. My mom was so mad about this that she wrote, remember Backstage West, that magazine?
Yeah.
My mom wrote to Backstage West.
People need to realize pre-internet, it was Backstage. It was on the East Coast, and that's where all your auditions.
Yeah, that's how you got your auditions. That's how you.
There's an open mic at the Magic Club on
That's
Carmine
how you
Street.
found out, like the LA Weekly. It was that kind of thing. Backstage West was like the Hollywood Reporter type thing of auditions. My mom wrote to them, and they published her letter.
Really?
And my son went on an audition and blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
Mama Griffin, I love it.
Thank God she didn't use my name. That's like going to the principal.
Erik Griffin's mother.
I was like, please. So that was the most racist. That was just a race. It was kind of, I'm not going to call it, let's not call it racist. Let's just call it ignorant. It's just, I got what the guy was saying.
You seem to like.
What were you supposed to do? What are you supposed to say? In Hollywood, Hollywood is the last place where you can truly be, you can discriminate. If the part calls for, fat white girls, then you're saying, I need fat white girls to come in, You can't have, or if it calls for skinny women, it's like, just, what my problem with California? It has the toughest discrimination laws in the nation. You know that, right?
No, I didn't.
Yes, the toughest discrimination laws. That's why, like if you're a little titty chick and you want to work at Hooters, you can make us think about it, and they have to hire you.
Hunter Tylo might have gotten that started. She got fired from an Aaron Spelling show because she was pregnant.
But this is my thing.
And she sued, and she won.
Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
What?
Like the place is called Hooters.
Oh, you're going back to the itty bitty titty lady.
Yeah, that's one of those examples of like, I understand, but you got to let this one go.
But when did
it's not called Flatties?
When Hooters first came out, it was like illicit. It was like me and you go to Hooters, like ooh, bro. And now like you just bring your kid to Hooters and get wings. Isn't
that something? Like hopefully strip clubs will get to that point.
I think that's the daytime buffet. Erik Griffin.
Only in Europe. Europe, they don't care about titties. We're so uptight in the United States. Soap commercials in Europe got titties in them.
Is that true?
Yeah.
They soap their titties?
At 8 p.m., it'll just be like, Dove, and it's just a titty.
You're like, damn, I need to buy some Dove.
Yeah, but over here, we're just like, we cannot show our children tits.
Well, on a period commercial, they keep pouring blue liquid on the fucking maxi pad.
Yeah, what is that about?
Like, my wife doesn't bleed blue, bro. I know she's a Dodger fan and all, but shit.
Is she a Dodger fan?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. She bleeds blue?
No, she bleeds red. And until we fucking pour... until you pour red...
That would be... What if you had a pill that you could take and you can bleed the colors of your team?
Oh, bro, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so like that's how women...
That's coming up with that train.
Yeah, that's with the train. Yeah, you could be Vikings purple, right? You could take the thing here.
Yo, I bleed green. No, you don't. Fuck you. You just cut yourself. And I'm a cutter. Yeah. Fucking green everywhere.
This is great. We got to go on Shark Tank with this. We got to go on Shark Tank.
Here's a pill. Erik Griffin from Jeff Sabelli. Mm-hmm. Have you ever sucked a dick that you didn't like? Yes or no?
That's one of those trick lawyer questions. It's like two questions. The first question is, do you suck a dick? The second question is, have
you ever sucked a dick
that I didn't like?
No, ever.
You got what kind of? I like how nonchalantly he's asking that question.
No, because when I was 8, I did. I was 8 years old, and me and this kid Eddie Collins got after it because it felt good.
Because it's at 8.
Yeah, summer of love, bro.
Early starter. Was that Boy Scouts?
No, it was in his clubhouse behind his house. And he asked me if I knew
you grew up just in a really affluent neighborhood, huh?
It was regular, like lower middle class, New Jersey suburbs, public school.
Regular New Jersey suburbs? You sound like when people ask you about being a jock. The regular suburbs. Do you hear him?
What's irregular suburbs? People
no,
walking
I'm just
around,
saying,
is that Marshalls?
No, you're trying to make it sound like you were slumming it in the suburbs.
I know.
Your friends had a clubhouse in the backyard?
No, it's a bunch of planks of wood where you would sit down.
You had wood? You had planks of wood?
You grew up in L.A. and you want to go to
lower middle class.
All right.
A single mom,
cardboard box. That's a clubhouse.
Yeah, right. I made 10. I had to make a fort in the living room.
We all did that, and we blew each other in there too. You make that blanket fort, and you like tuck the chairs so it like stays up. And then my father would go.
Worst thing I did.
My father would go, "How are you guys doing in there?" And only one of us would go, "Good." But yeah, no, we blew each other when we were 8. He asked me if I knew what a blowjob was, and I was like, "Yeah," but I didn't. I thought it was when you go on a vagina, and then he showed me. And then he asked me to do it to him, and I'm like, no way, no.
So you got it.
I said no, and then he said, I'll tell, and I'm like, all right.
Oh, remember when that meant something?
It meant everything back then.
Remember? God, I remember.
I'm going to tell your mom that I blew you. And I was like, you can't.
No, worse than I remember at school, like being at school, if somebody said we're going to call your mom, that would be like, hey, let's talk about it. Let's tone it down. Why are you? Now it's like, call that bitch. That's how people are.
Yeah, and the mom will defend you to the end.
Yeah.
I see moms in the schools and they're nuts.
They are.
My son did not do that. It's like, lady, you weren't there.
If I got in trouble, this is old school is, if the teacher called, the first thing my mom would say is like, what did you do? Like, that's like, it's not, she would trust the adult. You can't, now it's just like.
And I bet you and I had the same answer. Nothing.
Nothing? What are you?
My mom used to always say the same thing. So everyone's lying and you're telling the truth. Yeah. And I would look her right in the eye and go, yes.
Yeah, I tell you what, though.
Your teacher's lying, your principal's lying, and
everyone's lying. All the kids that saw this.
And I'm like, yeah. I would look her right in the eye and go, yes.
Yeah.
They're lying.
I would never. The one thing my mom I give her credit for is, I give her credit for a lot of things, but this is one of the things I'm remembering is I was getting bullied on the bus. It was cool. And my mom said to me, tomorrow, I want you to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
She just said, punch him in the face. I was like, what? And I did that. I got kicked off the bus. I was suspended for a week from the bus. And my mom drove me to school every day. And she made sure that we would arrive at the same time the bus arrived. So I would, that guy never bothered me again. I'm not saying that's the answer.
No, but the sad thing about that story is this is when you were in college.
Jay Mohr, ladies and gentlemen, we're listening to the Jay Mohr podcast. And
more stories.
More stories.
Turning Stone Casino. Look, there's only 300 tickets left. Help me, for fuck's sake.
Really? You doing a casino? How is that life?
It's good because it's one night. You get in, you get out. Yeah. Turning Stone, January 24th, Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York. And it's next to Syracuse. So if you live in Syracuse, Albany, make the drive. Hey, I'm flying 5 hours to come see you. You can drive 2 hours to come see me.
Do you still... That's so true. Do you still, you host your show and you have other people on the show? Or are you doing it regular now where you have an MC feature and are you still...
I only do a two-man show. Like Dean Del Rey will go out and do 20 and then me. Or it's theaters, it's just me.
Oh wow, you don't even have anybody with you?
No, and I used
to love that when you would do that at clubs, you would be like you'd host the whole show.
That's because I was having panic attacks and I was afraid to stand there for an hour. In all truth,
really,
I was going through a really bad panic phase,
like Barbra Streisand.
Yeah, and I would host because I could get off whenever I had to.
Oh.
But when you're last and you got an hour.
Yeah. There's
and 8 minutes in, you're like, I can't really fucking breathe. I can't catch my breath. Can they tell I'm trying to catch my breath? And you're this is a fucking mess. And then I just hosted for a while when I got back in because I took 2 years off of comedy because of that.
Look at this. I was giving him all this credit. I take it all away.
How about giving me credit for overcoming my...
of course.
My mental illness.
That goes without saying.
But you want to know why I had to get out of comedy for 2 years?
Tell me.
When I met, my old act was all about what are we doing after this? That's every joke was I was either fucking the stool, doing jokes about fucking smoking pot and when you're getting blown, right? When you're at a hotel at let's say I'm at the DoubleTree, 2 blocks from here. You know what I mean? So let's say we all go to the DoubleTree with a whole bunch of pot, right? The whole act was that.
Yeah, it was just funneling pussy to your hotel,
or not even pussy, just attention. Let's party. As soon as I get off stage, where's the party? Because I'm an alcoholic, And then I met my wife, and just a curtain came down. It was over, and that fan was hiding behind it. But
he's still there now.
It was when I met my wife, it was a light switch came on, from black and white to Technicolor, new life, new world, new everything. And when I went on stage, I was for the first time in my life, I was happy. I was comfortable with the pauses. I wasn't super aggro, having to be the center of attention all the time. And then, when I went on stage, it was like a snake that shed its skin.
Yeah, you had nothing to say.
But when I went on stage, I had to go get that snake skin and put it back on to do an act. And that gave me panic.
Got you.
And then she said, well, why don't you just take time off? And then when you do go back into comedy, you'll just be telling the truth and you'll just tell stories. And I took 2 years. I did not go on stage at all. And then when I went back on stage, I started hosting. I went in gently And then now I just tell stories about like what happened and shit.
Yeah,
about getting blown at 8 years old.
And your fans want to hear it. When they come and they want to. Well, I like that.
Yeah, but when I do a theater, it's just me. And they go, "What do you want for your intro?" I go, "Do you have Unchained by Van Halen?" And they go, "Well, look." And they go, "Yeah." I go, "Just hit the spotlight and play Unchained, and I'll walk out."
That's
great. They know why they're here. I hate when an MC's like, "You may have seen them on." It's like, no, that's why they're here, because they've seen me on.
I've done shows with Tim Allen, and he has this great package that plays before he goes on.
Like a video?
Yeah, video.
I liked him. He's nice. He's always been nice to me.
Most down to earth dude.
Yeah.
Such a good guy.
And what's like in the package? Like highlights of his career?
Yeah. It'll be like,
Oh, that must fire everybody up.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but you got to hit Tim Allen status.
Yeah, you could do that. You can show Fast Lane and
that'd be a little douchey. I came here to fire you, Jerry. Like clips of Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Or you know what? All clips of movies that didn't come out.
I just watched Jerry Maguire again the other day, by the way.
It's good.
That's a movie you can watch over and over again.
People love it. People love that. And
you were playing a lot of douches.
Yeah.
You were good at that.
People, what's amazing is I played way more nice guys than douchebags, but apparently I'm way more convincing as a douche. Because I did Picture Perfect right after Jerry Maguire, and I was like the world's nicest guy in the world.
No, it doesn't work.
No,
it's just like
I should just go full in. And
it's just like people that played villains.
I should just become Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, you should be like, you should have done like 5 movies where you were like that villain guy. There's a lot of people out there that do that. They have great careers like that.
I should have done it maybe when they did Entourage and took the whole idea for Action and put it on HBO. Oh, what's up?
Why didn't you do that?
Well, it was a joke because Action was a TV show where I essentially played Jeremy Piven's character, and then they made a whole thing about it. That actually will have to come out because Kevin Connolly's a friend of mine. So hold on one second. Make a time note of that. Let me know when you give me a thumbs up there. Or it'd be funny if I did a whole video roll like Tim Allen of movies that no one's seen, like me singing in Pluto Nash, me and Simone without.
That's funny though,
but not show Al Pacino,
dude.
Just me talking, and then like Dean Koontz, Black River, like a TV, like weird shit.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah,
you're making fun of this, but you should do this. You should make a funny video package.
I like it.
Of like, and then you're one character from one movie talking to another character of you in another movie. That people love it. It'll just get them hyped up. They'll just be like, yeah. And then when you come out, it's like you've already got that, like they're reminiscing with you. They're like, oh, that's right. And you're showing people stuff they've never seen before. They're like,
speaking of
what?
sex, never came out.
See,
me and Bill Murray talking.
That's the kind of stuff that should come
But I think the first 10 minutes I'm on stage, people are still going to be talking at their tables like, I don't know what that was.
But then and
I've seen every
you
Bill
can
Murray
talk
movie.
about those. That's another way to that's a great intro for you to just start talking about that stuff.
There was a courtroom scene, a mediation scene with Bill Murray, James Spader, myself, Melora Walters, and I had to hop over the table to try to strangle James Spader. It's comedy. And like on the third take, Bill Murray man, a few words, and he just goes like this: "Hey Jay, bet you can't clear the table." And I go, "What?" He goes, "You can't clear that table." And I go, "I'll clear the table." He goes, "Can't clear the table." So the next take, they're like, "And action." And we're acting. I'm like, bro, I got to get some serious fucking hops in here. Like, I got to go full DeAndre Jordan and fucking sky this shit, right? But he wasn't. He was in 5th grade then. So,
yeah, so I was going to say, you didn't.
I got to go Hakeem on this one.
Okay. He wasn't really a jumper, but go ahead.
I have to jump high in this scene.
Uh-huh.
like Inspector Gadget. Boom. Nailed it.
Wow.
What else? Can I finish the story?
These references are just all over the place. I'm having trouble following the references, but go on.
How about this? I have to jump so hard and so high because I've been jumping as hard as I can, but
but you're not clearing it.
No, like a knee hits the table and a leg, and then I got to jump off the table. So I go full out. I clear the table, and I hit my head on one of the fucking crew lights.
Oh no!
And I get stitches in my head, and the fucking light smashes all over the place, and production's down for 4 hours, and then we're outside, and Bill Murray's smoking a cigarette. He's smoking Merritt's. I remember it was Merit, because who smokes Merit?
Right.
And he goes, "You cleared the table, bro." And I go, "I know." And I go, "I know." And now I shut down production for 4 fucking hours. And he goes, "Now we don't have to work."
Have you seen St. Vincent?
I have not. Is he going to get an Oscar nomination?
For sure.
That's what we thought about. He did get one. No. He did get one.
Let me tell you something. You got to go see this. He won a Golden Globe for Lost in Translation.
Yeah, but he didn't, and he got an Oscar nomination.
Yeah, but this he did.
I like after he didn't win, he just fucking left.
Oh, this is a great freaking movie.
Yeah,
and you will cry.
I'm excited to see Foxcatcher.
Yeah, I want to see that one too.
Yeah.
Whiplash. People keep talking about that.
I'm excited about all of it.
I saw The Hobbit. Loved it.
Nerd.
I'm a nerd. I'm proud of it.
You know what I'm really excited about?
What?
I got 4 fucking seasons of Workaholics.
You should. And by the way, season 5.
Not I should. Like, you don't understand. It's like I said earlier, when you go like, wow, I wish I never saw Mad Men and I just had 5 seasons to go. Or like Sopranos, like you never saw The Sopranos, or like you never read like Seabiscuit by Laura Hillenbrand, also did Unbroken. Like there's books. I wish I never read Malcolm X twice because I like to read that shit for the first time. Blows your mind. And now I get to get all 4 seasons. And season 5 is coming up in January.
January 14th, I believe, is the air date. We got a really funny trailer for the new season. Check that out. Workaholics.
Any good special guests coming up?
Yeah, we had. Yeah, I don't know if I can. I guess we. It was on Comedy Central.
Let's make the big announcement.
Oh, that you're going to be on the show.
That Marvez and JJ turn out to be lovers.
Marvez.
What did I say?
You said Marvez.
I never saw the show.
I love it, but that's the first time. I don't mind when people don't know who my name. Like when a Workaholics fan, I know that, who's going to know that I'm Erik Griffin. I get that. But in this day and age,
I knew you are from your stand up, and I knew that you were on Workaholics.
But this kid,
but I'm not going to lie to the audience.
But people come up and go like, hey Cortez, or like, get the character's name right, okay?
Martez.
You don't have to like me, but
I said Marvez.
Marvez. I like that one. That's a new one.
Martez.
But we had Ben Stiller was on this season.
People have no idea how funny Ben Stiller is because back in the day, he was the first guy.
What a pro, too. They had him doing some nonsense. You're going to love it.
No, but he was born in that. Like, if you ever see the old Ben Stiller show, not the one that was on Fox, the one that was on MTV, it was just him and this guy named Jeff Kahn, and it was crazy. Like, they would always mash movies together. They would do, like, Rain Man on Star Trek. And it was just the two of them in, like, extras. It was crazy.
The death of sketch comedy.
Yeah, but
is it going to come back? Key and Peele saving it.
Key, why aren't you here? We did a sitcom together. Jesus Christ, good. He's a good guy.
They're both great dudes.
I have not met Peele.
Have you seen the Obama sketch, the newest one?
No.
Oh my God, the one he's walking through the room.
You know what's funny is Key does a great Obama, but Peele's the guy that does the Obama on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Key does a perfect Obama,
but he just doesn't have the right look. Not that the other one looks. But this is just a funny sketch about like Obama walking through a crowd saying hello to people, and the white people he shakes their hand, and the black people he's like, "What up?" Just the way he does it. But it actually is you got to watch. It's so fucking funny. But there's actually a real Obama video when he went to go see the Thunder, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Somebody put music to it. Have you seen that? Where he shakes the white guy's hand. Then when he sees Kevin Durant, he's like, he puts his hand up and he comes in for the pound.
He really did?
Yeah, you got to look that up on the internet. That shit is funny. And then somebody puts some music to it.
Brother from Chicago, man.
You know what's funny?
Do you think he like lies about where he's from? Like he's probably like from a nice neighborhood in Chicago, but when he meets brothers, like Cabrini Greens, what's up?
You know the only thing that I think is like, I like the president being untouchable. I like there's something regal about. I like when our leader has this kind of air of like, ooh, you can't get near him. Obama's so friendly, so like just a guy next door,
He's shooting hoops with Clooney.
He's shooting. Yeah, it's like I don't like that stuff. I don't want the leader of the free world to be doing any of that kind of stuff. He can't be a real person in my eyes.
What about like Vladimir Putin riding a horse with no shirt on? I want our president to be more like that.
Well,
that's like Teddy Roosevelt was like that. Teddy Roosevelt would like shoot a boar and drag it into the White House.
What we need in the White House is a bachelor.
Oh,
that's what we need in the White. That would be dope.
What about a woman?
Yeah. I have no problem.
I think you spoke volumes with that one syllable answer. About that,
I'm okay with it. I'm really okay with it. Equal pay for equal work. I believe in that.
But you pulled off the improbable with Workaholics, and that's a 5th season. It seems like all sketch comedy shows, whether it's Sarah Silverman or Nick Swartzen.
Well, this is a scripted show, so it's not even sketch.
Oh, well, you said earlier sketch comedy.
No, I was saying because you were talking about Ben Stiller's show.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying like that's like that was the heyday of all that.
It doesn't seem like any show on Comedy Central lasts very long, and I don't know why, because they don't cost very much and they don't pay a lot. So I don't know what the big deal is.
Certainly don't pay a lot.
Yeah. I watched the Sarah Silverman show, and there was a scene in Central Park at night, which already you're at like $300,000 for like the night. and there was like 100 extras. I'm like, okay, that's $400,000.
Yeah.
Fucking Central Park, like to close off a partisan. I'm like, this shit.
I think they took too long to come out with a second season. I think that's what killed that show. But who knows what happened behind the scenes in terms of money and everything.
Is Amy
like
Schumer's
that.
show coming back?
I think her show is like going to be in this 4th season or something.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but I know that it's been on for more than 2 seasons. It might be. Yeah, I think if she comes back next year, I think that'll be 4 seasons.
Fuck, marry, or kill. Ready?
All right,
Blake Anderson, Adam Devine, and Anders Holm.
Oh, the guys? Let's see. I would probably.
I know who I would go with.
I would marry Anders because he seems like a sensible guy.
Yeah.
You know? Kill Adam because he always talks shit to me.
Really?
Even though he's my great friend. We have season tickets
I thought
together.
marry Adam.
No. You kill Adam. And you fuck Blake because...
like, no, you kill Adam.
You fuck Blake because he's got the long hair, so you can, like, just bend him over and have him tuck. And then you're like...
Fair enough. So you fuck Blake Anderson. You fuck Blake Anderson, you kill Adam, and you marry Anders.
Yeah. Yeah, Anders is he seems like the sensible one.
He quit his
job. He would take care of me.
Quit his job and plunged headlong into making comedy.
My mom wrote that.
She did not.
She did.
Really?
Yeah. I said, Mom, I need a good bio. Help me with this.
Headlong.
My mom.
What does that mean?
Dude. Yeah.
How long is your head?
Excuse me. Hold on. Mental note to self. Change bio on website.
No, I had to change my bio a couple times.
You've changed your bio so many times. You know, I always wanted to audition for Last Comic Standing back in the day when it was kept going, and I wanted my audition to be. I'm so happy to be here because I always wanted a chance to be a TV and film star like previous contestants. You know, like Okay, nobody's saying anything. They would didn't do it either.
It's true.
But I knew they would never have the balls to let me just go for like a minute doing that.
I think they would because when the audition stage, it's
right.
Just the 2 guys sitting at the table.
Can I tell you how we could have fixed that show? Can I just tell you right now?
Well, it's still going, but I
thought it's not anymore.
No.
Is it coming back?
Yeah.
Oh. NBC.
Yeah.
Should have taken the winner and put them on a 5-episode arc of whatever shows on the air that they have.
Bro.
Because you know why?
I had so many arguments with these executives.
You know why? Let me tell you something. American Idol is legitimized by what happens to the contestant after the show.
You're on Good Day LA the next day and you're singing in Rockefeller Center.
Yeah, and then if when Carrie Underwood won a Grammy, when Kelly Clarkson won a Grammy, that legitimizes the show. That makes it like, well, this is real. They had no respect for it.
You know what I wanted as a prize? Like if you win this, you go right from there in a limo waiting to the Conan O'Brien show and you do that set on Conan and they're like, yeah, I can't do it. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do it? And they wouldn't give out money. The prize was a quote unquote development deal. And you watch like Minute to Win It on NBC with Guy Fieri and it's $1 million prize and a guy's like spinning ping pong balls on his dick and you're like, how do you have $1 million for that?
Oh, they give on the cooking shows, they give them a check. The pyramid one where you get this $5,000 check, a $15,000 check, or a $25,000 check. They're giving out money on the Cooking Network all the time.
Development
I just
deal.
think that they should
no crossover within NBC at the time. And
make the guy a star.
Bro,
make him a star.
I said, put him right on the Tonight Show.
Put him on Law and Order. No, but see, no.
Dunk dunk.
You put him on whatever your hot show is on NBC. You put him on the show. He's got a 5-episode arc. You jam this person down America's throat on your network.
I hope they're listening.
And then the next time you do the show, people are like, "Ooh, let's see who the next star is going to be." They had no respect for the show.
Yeah, essentially, if you were on Last Comic Standing and made it to the final 10, your club price went up 40%.
Yeah, but then it went down 60% after a year. For some of the people.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like I was at a club recently and the guy was telling me about how, this agent was calling him about, hey, Last Comic Standing guys. And he was like, I didn't want to do it because the last time he did that, he got burned,
Got burned?
Yeah, because it was like the people weren't coming to see the person. It's not like because no one's watching TV like that anymore, man. It's not like how it used to be,
Middle America, definitely, they eat that up.
But they're not coming.
My thing was when
choices.
When a guy didn't want to do the show, and there was a couple like alternative comics that didn't want to do the show, but there were names. Mm-hmm. And NBC called me and they said, would you call him and talk to him? And I said, no. And they were like, well, we need you to. And I said, no, And they said, why are you being so obstinate? I said, I'm never going to call somebody to talk them into being on TV as themselves.
Yeah.
This is the only time in your life you're going to go, hi, I'm Jay Mohr. And there's 14 million people all of a sudden know my name out of nowhere. Even if you don't make it.
Yeah.
You know.
But I just think that
the reasons you just gave are the headaches that I had behind closed doors with executives. And I was the only guy. I said to the head of the network, not head of the network, the head of programming, vice president, everybody, there's so many goddamn titles. But I go, I got to tell you, I won't give out his real name on the air. I go, Jeff, I have to tell you, I created the show. I know that doesn't matter to you, but I am also an executive producer, and I'm the only executive producer in this room that is allowed to say this to you. That is the dumbest fucking idea, and I'm about to tell you why. Because anybody else would be fired from NBC if they said that to him, but they can't fire me because it's my show.
Yeah.
I go, that is fucking awful. And because in TV, they're just like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, everybody's got to justify their job.
Hey, how about they do comedy at a laundromat? Yeah.
Good one.
Breaking ground.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? The TV is the emperor has no clothes. You know what? Networks should work like sports franchises. If you're a general manager of a team and your team goes 3 for 15 for 3 years in a row, guess what? You're fired.
And we can look up all your draft picks and signings and know all the mistakes you made.
You're not good at this job.
Right. NBC canceled Law and Order.
In TV, the people that run it are horrible at it seems. Because you hear about all the pilots that they put out. The funniest shit ever was Family Guy after it was canceled and he came back. Season 4, episode 1. Do you remember that? And Peter comes in and says like, oh, we've been canceled. Well, then Lois is like, well, what can we do about it? Well, he says, well, maybe if, and he lists off every show that Fox has canceled, that it came on the air and they canceled it. It was like 50 shows, right? And he goes, well, maybe if all of those shows tank, we'll come back.
That's amazing.
You got to watch that. Season 4, episode 1. But anyway, that's what I'm saying about it seems as if they come out with these comedies. They come out what they think is what somebody in some little dark room thinks is funny. Or that you have your little idea, then they take it and they bastardize it and beat it down and change it into something horrible.
Or sometimes you've done pilots. I've done pilots that were so good that when they told me it wasn't picked up, I'm like, well, what the fuck was that charade we all went for 10 days? We shot this brilliant. It was brilliant.
They take the joy out of doing this business. One
of my favorite quotes, and I actually made this up. Show business is designed to systematically deduct joy from the moment of closure.
Yeah.
You get a gig, but you don't know it. You audition, you get the bowl of weed, and you black it up in the commercial for Urkelos. And then you call your agent the next day, and you go, I think I did really good. Did they talk to you? And they're like, not yet. And then 2 weeks go by, you call your agent, and you're like, any word? They're like, actually, we do have word. They liked you. And then a month goes by, and your agent goes, between you and 3 other guys. And then another month goes by, and they go, could you go in and read again? And you go, okay, I'll go read again. And then another 3 months go by, and they go, now it's down to 2 guys. And then a month goes by, and your agent calls you. Now you've forgotten about it, and your agent goes, you got it. And you're like, well, it's about fucking time. Whereas if they just told you at the time, you'd celebrate and do backflips.
I'll take you even a step further than that.
Break it down.
Here's how it is now. Television. You cannot enjoy it or get excited at any time. For instance, you go on, let's say you go on a TV show I did like for a pilot like that, right? For a pilot, right? You're going to go to the audition, all right? You can't get excited. It's just an audition. They call you into producers. You can't get excited, all right? You pass producers. Now you're going to get a studio test, right? You think you're excited? No, because you got to go to network test now.
Yeah.
Now you get the network test. You think, I'm going to make it on this show. You book the show, right? But then they say, hey, you got to go to the table read. People get fired at table reads all the time. Can't get excited yet. Now, you know what they're doing now? They're having a pre-table read. A pre-table read to see if they need to fire anybody before they have the real table read.
You're like, why fire me? I didn't write this shit.
Yeah. Now you get the table read. Now, let's say you even let's say you shoot the show. You know what? They see the pilot and go, we want to change that character. You can get fired after you've already fucking filmed the show. Because I've gone out for parts for people that the pilot came out and they were like, yeah, we want to change this character. Wow. So now maybe you don't even know if the show's going to get picked up. Yeah. Maybe the show gets picked up, and now after 3 episodes, you don't know if they're going to keep this show on the air.
Yeah, back 9. You want the back 9 episodes.
You basically can't enjoy yourself till season 3, episode 5. Then you go, we did it. The show's on it. We did it. That's the only time you can really get excited. They take the joy out of it every step of the way.
I've been on 2 TV shows where after the pilot, they replaced the lead guy. Not me.
The lead guy.
I was a friend.
Can you imagine?
Camp Wilder, my first show I did on ABC. they replaced the lead guy. After they shot the pilot, we had to reshoot the pilot with my good friend Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell, who was just on Workaholics.
Really?
Yes.
I'm available. That's all I'm saying.
He acts like I'm making that choice. I'm not on the show enough.
Gary Unmarried. Al Madrigal did an entire.
I remember Gary Unmarried. I liked it.
He did a year on the show, and then they said they were going to get rid of him. That's when I met Keenan. They brought him in. They switched out friends. I needed a black friend.
And then you changed professions. That's anytime you change professions on a television show, it's not going to work.
It was in the first season of Gary Unmarried, I was a house painter.
Yeah.
And then they realized we're actually watching paint dry. This is the worst job.
And then all of a sudden he was a radio host, and I was like, "This is the end.
This is the end." And Keenan was my coworker.
I remember when Tracy Morgan. Do you remember the Tracy Morgan show?
Yeah.
When he became a sports agent, that's when that show was done.
Yeah, I want him to get quarterly advances.
One of the of the best Tracy Morgans.
You know what? I do a few black impressions, and I get away with it. It's good.
You know what's so stupid right now? Like, we're just talking and having a good time.
That's what it's all about.
And I forget that you did impressions. Like, that was your thing. You were great at impressions.
You said that past tense. Like
no, but I mean, that was like.
What about right when this comes out, I've died? You were great at impressions.
In memoriam, it's like the podcast, like we have like a podcast thing like the Oscars, so we go, G. Mohr.
I like at the Oscars when they do in memoriam and people applaud, and they applaud the loudest, like, I like this person dead the most.
It's like when they applaud someone dying, it's like liking somebody's status where it's like just went to a funeral. It's
like director of photography, and it's like little applause. It's like Robin Williams. Fuck yeah, he's dead.
Oh, they're going to be doing a big thing for him, I'm sure, at the next Oscars.
They better. I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
I'll take my cynicism aside. They fucking better, because let me tell you something. Robin Williams, I never really thought best comic of all time to me is George Carlin, because he was a monologist. And
really?
You could do George Carlin any hour. You could take 8 George Carlin hours, and you could pick one Erik Griffin, and you could perform it off Broadway as a one-man show.
Oh,
and it
gotcha.
would work. It's insane. Whereas like Richard Pryor, who I put way up there, however, I own 5 Richard Pryor albums where he's high, the audience is high. I don't even know what the fuck anybody's saying.
Yeah. You know what? This may be.
Carlin, there's no dud.
The reason why I personally...
Oh, real quick. But what I was going to say about Robin Williams is when he died, I felt so personally like, fuck. Like, I was fucked up. And I realized when you reshuffle the deck about comics, who's the greatest of all time, like, I think we got to, like, maybe bump Robin Williams up in the batting order, because I don't really remember feeling this way, like, when other comics have died. Like, that fucked me up.
Well, I think he was like a comedic presence in our lives for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's like it came out of a time, Mork and Mindy and all that stuff. And, he had so many, like, he was such a character. Like, you felt like you knew him.
I love his drama more than I loved his comedy.
Well, I think comedians, they should be in dramas. Like, they should push comics in dramas more. Because there's something psycho about it, a comic anyway, that when you're suppressing that laughter, when you're suppressing that need to get the laughs, something very real is there. I find that
You'd be a great dramatic actor.
I'm trying to be.
My wife had this thing where we did on the Brooks Wheelan podcast. She said, because they remade Annie with a black Annie.
I hate when they do that.
And they redid About Last Night, Rob Lowe and Demi Moore with an all-black cast, and The Wiz which is actually great.
Yeah.
He's on down the road.
Well, that was
my wife.
This was 1957. That would be racist.
What, me singing?
Yeah, because just the way you did it, you just came out of nowhere. He's on down the road
with happiness, as Ernie Clump.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But now it's cool. But I get it. But
there's a half portion. Ernie Clump, or the father in the Clumps. My wife came up with this thing like, what's with all the Wizification of all these movies? Like The Wiz was the first one, a white movie made black. And then she's like, it's all like this Wizification.
Well, it doesn't always work. There was that one Cedric
the Honeymooners. But then I tweeted, and people, because me and Brooks got crazy with it. Like, I'm like, oh my God, can you imagine like Annie Hall? Like, you're what Mammy Hall would call a real black. And then, so people got nuts, but I was like, ordinary people, you'd be the perfect therapist. You'd be the perfect, like, Donald Sutherland, like, really bond with the kid therapist. And you taught in a high school, so maybe that's good. You'd be really good at it.
I don't, it's just, you get
dramatic roles.
Nobody wants to be the first. Everybody wants to be the second. You know what I mean? Like when they're giving you a job. I'm just saying about for jobs.
Second man on the moon?
No, I'm talking about when somebody's trying to give you a chance. They want someone else to give you a chance first.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying the first job you ever got. Like,
at Erik Griffin, tell him he's fucking, what is he talking about? Nobody wants to be the first. Hey, you know what?
I got it, okay? He got it. There's people out there that got it.
When Hank Aaron was the first guy to break Babe Ruth's home run record, everyone was like, whatevs.
Yeah, but like that was...
Well, tell me what you mean.
Like it was really that hard.
Tell me, you had 3,000 hits. People forget about that. Tell me what you mean.
Can I just say one thing about
No,
baseball?
go back. Nobody wants to be first. They all want to be second.
I'm thinking about in the business, like when you're first coming up and you're trying to like get your first big job, you know, they're very much like they want names. They want somebody that's already done it. It's hard to get that first job. But once you get that first job, someone else is going to come behind and be like, oh, okay, he's been verified. Now I can, now I'll hire you. So that's the next thing is like to try to like break into that world. But once you're like a comic and I play such a ridiculous character, it's like, that's my tape, you know?
I watched Workaholic on YouTube and you were beating a guy in the face with a black dildo.
Right. So that's like, that's what I'm sending to the casting office.
This is me with a black dildo.
You look good doing it.
Hey,
you're a handsome man. You're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Garrison.
I got to tell you, it's great to be on a show where it's people's favorite show. That is something that's very a blessing.
It's a popular podcast. It's been up for 2.5 years, 3 years almost. It's more. It has its own app. You can get the app on your phone for free. But
any way he can get a plug in, he does it. I like that.
What, as opposed to fucking Side Splitters in Tampa and the Funny Bone? I'm
Super Bowl weekend, by the way, Side Splitters and is that going to make the... That's never going to make the podcast. This is just for us. This is like when they do the J. Mohr best of outtakes. Like the end of a Jackie Chan movie.
Why are you acting like I farted?
You just farted on your own podcast.
Erik Griffin.
Oh my God. Really?
Put it between his legs and farted.
I cannot believe this. This is what you do to people, huh?
I farted into the light. Super Bowl weekend in Tampa at Side Splitters. Yeah. Valentine's Day weekend in Virginia Beach at the Funny Bone.
In the Funny Bone, Virginia Beach. It's just a great club, too. I love Virginia Beach.
And don't forget to catch him with the Texas Legends. Yeah. 6'8", playing forward.
Also playing on the Texas Legends.
That guy really tweeted you?
Yeah, because he's a Workaholics fan. Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, they're big Workaholics fans. Last year we went to the game and we got to go into the locker room and we interviewed them. It's on YouTube. You know, just look up Adam and Eric interview Blake and DeAndre.
Blake's funny as hell, man.
Yeah,
and DeAndre's been on both of those guys have been on my show, and I like to ask like goofy questions and break balls because I hate like corporate interviews.
Oh, right. And they're fun guys. That's what we were doing. You know, talking about who dunks better.
Spencer Hawes doesn't seem like he's doing dick.
He's hurt right now.
Before he was hurt.
But I want to start calling him Spencer Hawes Sauce. Got to get that going on your show.
Hawes Sauce?
Hawes Sauce.
Well, when he plays a little hotter, I'll call him Hawes Sauce.
Gosh.
When he was healthy.
Is this racist? There's a little racism here.
How is that? Yeah, it's total. What I'm about to say about a white center is super racist. When he was healthy, he was like, you know, kind of like 8 points, but it's just kind of like a hot. I'm like,
listen, I've gone to most of the games. I like the change when he comes in. It's a different. The defense has to play differently. They have to whoever was.
He can stretch out the floor.
Yeah, he can shoot. You know, he's got a good pass. He's got good court vision. I like.
You got to come back and we just talk hoops all day.
Oh, who are you telling me?
I'm a Knicks fan, so I got nothing to talk about. I know the rest of the league by heart. The Knicks, fucking throw them in the ocean.
The Knicks are the worst.
Derek Fisher, why don't you take off that suit and play?
Worst hire ever. Derek Fisher never should have taken that job. Okay, first of all,
what about Phil?
Jason Kidd.
Why would Phil take that job?
Well, he's a Knick. I get why he did that, but he should never have hired Derek Fisher, and he overpaid him too. Derek Fisher is set up for failure.
Mark Jackson should have been the coach of the Knicks.
Right. Exactly. Why wouldn't you just hire somebody who's got some experience? First of all,
not only experience, Golden State team is like the greatest show on earth when he was the coach. I remember on TV on TNT he was mic'd up, and he called a timeout in the fourth quarter during the second round of the playoffs, and he goes, "All right, listen, I love you guys, and I'm not going to get a chance to tell you that, so I just called a timeout to let you guys." They're all sitting there waiting for like a play.
Yeah.
He goes, "I just want to tell you," and he looked each guy in the eye and goes, "I just want to tell you guys I love you guys, and I'm proud of you. And I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to tell you because we had to go to the media tent after this. I love you guys."
Good for him.
And then everybody just stood up and went back out there and fucking got destroyed by the Spurs. Can't beat
maybe
the Spurs.
He should have been coaching instead of like
death, taxes, Spurs win.
Yeah, the Knicks, man.
It's a Spurs
like Jason
world.
Kidd. It worked. It only worked because he was a 12-time All-Star. He'd been to the finals 4 times. He has a championship. He was a respected player. Derek Fisher.
He's more respected than Derek Kidd, I think.
No way. No way.
Jason Kidd, his wife.
Listen, if Jason Kidd was talking to like J.R. Smith, for instance, J.R. Smith knows that Jason Kidd has had a better career than him. He knows that Jason Kidd made a difference on the court in a way that he's never made a difference. If you're J.R. Smith and Derek Fisher's telling you, you're like, hey, bro, you're never was as good as I am.
Or is as bad as I am.
Right, but that's and not to say that that's a good thing.
Bad analogy with J.R. Smith.
But no, that's
fucking worst.
But that's exactly my point, though. Someone like
his mindset.
It's a mindset. You need somebody that has had that kind of experience. If you're going to get a coach, somebody that's just got off the court, now he'll never coach again, or he won't get another head coaching job.
I don't think so either.
For a long time, he'll have to be an assistant for a long time.
You know what amazing? First of all, no 7-footer for some reason can become a head coach in the NBA, and I can't figure it out.
Yeah,
there's so many like
Patrick Ewing,
Herb Williams, Patrick Ewing. There's a lot of some Kareem. Who the fuck wouldn't listen to Kareem?
Kareem's because he's kind of a dick. It seems,
Well,
that's just out there like that. I think that he has a bad interpersonal.
Jim Murray wrote, "No man is an island," but Kareem gave it a shot in the LA Times.
And he did it with a hook shot too.
But how about this with the Golden State Warriors? Mark Jackson, not good, great head coach. They go to the second round of the playoffs a couple times.
Yeah,
they fire him.
Yeah,
and you're like, how? What do you do?
I get it.
Then they go fucking 20-2 under Steve Kerr, and you're like, oh, that's why.
Well, first of all,
Steve Kerr.
First of all, it's not even about necessarily the coaching so much as it's about, I think Mark Jackson probably thought he was a little bigger than the game. And the billionaires that own these teams are like, nah.
I just got a text from Perry Farrell.
What's it say?
We just drove by your house. Your garage door is open. Look. Right there.
Look, it's hilarious. He's like, because we're working.
I'm like, how about you come in here and blow our minds? Just fucking sing Mountain Song in our faces. You were talking about Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, no, so it's all good.
I mean, I thought that was interruption worthy.
Yeah, no, it was for sure. Because it's like silly. You're like, I'm right here. They didn't see you. Mark Jackson, he didn't realize that the owner is still someone else's position. It's still someone else's toy, And you have to get along with your bosses. You have to get along with your boss. And if you can't get along with your boss, it's not just like, hey, I do a good job, I coach, leave me alone, I'm going to do this my way.
Yeah.
No, that guy's worth like Mark Jackson thought he was rich in his life. You know what I mean?
As Chris Rock says, difference between rich and wealthy.
Oh, that is so true.
Shaquille O'Neal is rich.
Yeah.
The man that writes his check is wealthy.
Some guy that
Is that racist that I did the voice?
Yeah, I don't know why you did the voice.
You're an idiot.
But only because you're an impressionist. You can't see my hand quotes right now.
I saw him.
That's why that happened.
Am I a racist when I do impressions of black people?
No, but I just think that you do it in such a way that like it like feels like you think you're getting away with something, as opposed to just like doing it. You're almost like a little deviousness to it.
Are you being serious? Like when I do Tracy Morgan, you think like, wait till watch this, I can get away with doing a black guy.
Yeah, I just think but you have that's why you're great at being that guy in movies. It's just your face.
Do you really think that when I do impressions?
No, I just think it comes across that way sometimes.
To the audience?
No, I just think when someone's in front of you and the way you do it. But that's just
when I do Tracy Morgan, I come across as a guy like I'm getting away with doing a black guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Either you know nothing about me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't hang out enough.
Yeah. I'm just doing Tracy.
No, I get it though. You're just a laid back, cool dude. Even the way you're sitting right now.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying I can
lay back in the cut.
I can see how somebody might.
Erik Griffin got DeAndre Jordan pregnant, and C3P came out. Fighting bronchitis. Otherwise, the Tracy would have been more on point.
No, I thought it was pretty good.
But I do hear. You know what? You've cracked the code. The only reason I do impressions of black comics on stage is because I feel like I'm getting over, and it's the racist in me. I'm getting
not
over.
The racist in you. It's just like you.
Fuck you tell I'm getting over? The fucking impression. When I do walking, am I getting over on people from Mars?
Is he from Mars?
He's not from here.
I think that you personally have retired. Have you retired that one?
I'm unallowed to.
Yeah, you can't.
It's like the Black Crowes.
Because no one does it better.
The Black Crowes have to play Remedy. Otherwise, you leave the concert angry.
Yeah, it's like, you know what's funny about that? I remember when Mike McDonald from Mad TV, he started doing comedy. And when he first started, I did a show with him at the Irvine Improv. And the crowd is yelling at him.
They want him to do that little boy character?
Stuart! They're yelling at him. He wouldn't do it. I remember talking to him afterwards. I said, Mike, you got to give him. You got to do it.
Open with it. Do the medley in the middle. Close with it.
Kill him on stage if you have to. But
if you're the Eagles, you open with Hotel California. You do it in the middle like, I don't know if we did this or not, but... and you go, hey, how about we do this for old time's sake? And then you close the show with it.
Yeah, he actually has Christopher Walken introduce him on stage.
Please welcome a friend of mine. Yeah. He's racist deep inside, in his bones. Tell me, Erik Griffin. Yeah.
Oh, now I'm never gonna get past. This is what I'm gonna be remembered for. Like everything we talked about is gonna be nothing.
No,
it's gonna be
It's
gonna be like that guy thought I was racist.
No, not at all.
Gonna be tweeting all the Mohrites.
I texted Perry Farrell recording podcast. You should have come in, and he wrote, "We did slow down." Can you imagine if fucking Perry Farrell just came in? Hey, what's going on?
That'd be great.
Oh, man. Erik Griffin, Workaholics, January. What night is it on?
I believe that's a Wednesday, January 14th. Somebody look at their calendar. Let's do it again so we can do it right. Or is it 16th?
Erik Griffin on Mohr Stories coming at you.
Yeah, I think it's...
Got three guys looking at a fucking iPhone in the middle of a podcast. And it's one.
Hey, this is a note. This is a note.
It's one iPhone. We're sharing it. 14th is a Wednesday, honey.
Then it is the 14th.
Watch it on my. What if it said on my iPhone, Workaholics?
That would be great.
Premiere.
I'd be like, you know what I love about older people that like Workaholics? They like it, and then their kids watch it. Because I saw Roseanne Barr. I did a show with her for some reason. She was on the Laugh Factory doing a show, and I'm walking up to her afterwards, and I want to ask her for a picture, and she immediately sees me, and she goes, "I want to take a picture with you. You know, my son loves your show." You know, I don't do impressions. That was a horrible one, but
no, I thought I was talking to Roseanne Barr for a minute.
Oh,
I thought you were a medium.
That's just my body.
I thought there was I thought there was a Ouija board out here, and you were channeling her.
She's dead. You just killed Roseanne Barr on your podcast.
Well, the news hasn't broken yet. This hasn't come out for a couple weeks.
You know what? That's true.
Roseanne,
this is not gonna.
Please don't fucking die.
Yeah, because exactly.
Comics are dropping like flies. We can't lose you, Roseanne. You're too great.
Not yet.
And she also watches Workaholics.
She knew about it because of her kids. You know?
How about she said fuck it, moved to Hawaii on like a goddamn guava farm or something. She just lived there for 10 years.
Why not?
That's what I'm saying.
She's got enough money to do that.
But you want Montana.
Montana's a great place.
But more not.
Chappelle lives in like Idaho or something, right?
Ohio.
On
a farm in Ohio. You don't want to go to Hawaii. You want to live in Montana.
Hawaii is, ugh.
What? The most beautiful place in the world? With an American flag with great hospitals?
Oh, God. The Cook Islands. That's where you should go for vacation.
Yeah, and then you have a fucking heart attack, and they got to medevac you 4,000 miles.
What a snob. Okay?
Snob?
You are such a snob.
I don't want to die on a tiny territory.
Oh, my God. You're such... You entitled fuck. This is what this is all about right now. He's like, if I don't have proper hospitals, I cannot...
One of us is starting the 5th season of his TV show, and I'm the entitled fuck.
Oh, I'm on basic cable.
I'm on AM.
You're at a casino. You're probably making $100,000 that night. Okay.
All right. Let's cut that. First of all,
I haven't made that much money in the whole 5 seasons.
First of all, let's cut that number in half.
See what I mean?
Second of all,
do you see what I mean?
I'm on AM radio. You son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, and thank you for bringing up your other huge profitable endeavor.
What should I be talking about?
You're probably making millions off your radio program. Jim Rome probably hates you because you stole his job.
You want to know what I make?
What do you mean?
I make 1/8 of what Jim Rome makes.
Well, that's still probably a lot of money.
No, it's not. Why do you think I'm playing Indian casinos in the snow? Don't you think I'd rather play there in May? You're like, it's January 24th. You want it or not? We'll pay you in wampum.
But aren't you a junkie for it though?
No.
You don't want to do stand-up anymore?
Oh, I love doing stand-up, but when I don't do it, I don't miss it.
You don't miss it? What? You know what it is? Because you have a family. You've settled in.
Yeah, I'm settled.
This one's got her claws in you. I like that. She's calmed you down.
She got no claws, man. That's a velvet glove.
Oh, God.
She's the best, bro.
Okay, tone it down. That was a little rapey right there.
No, I'm kind of like, do you want to? Let's get this.
Doesn't it suck that we can't wear sweaters anymore?
What?
That was my horrible Cosby reference.
Oh. The sweaters. I want to see if I can get over.
You see now? You see his face? Do you see his face? That's the face that makes me feel like you're like, ooh.
No, now I have a devilish face because of what you said earlier. I'd like to talk to you about drugging women and allegedly having the sex thing to put the penis in the ham when they're sleeping.
This is all going to get cut out, I'm sure.
No, we don't cut shit out except for the one thing I had taken out.
We love him so much that it needed to be 20 for us to believe it.
What's the Chris Rock joke about, like, when Michael Jackson and the kid shit came out? Black people were like, yeah, but Off the Wall was hype.
Off the Wall actually was such a great album. No, this is how great Thriller was. If you take Thriller away, Off the Wall would have been the greatest album, most sold out. That's how great Thriller was. It overshined a really great album.
Yeah, it's not as good as Man in the Mirror, though.
You're telling me Dangerous? You think the Dangerous album?
It's a joke. I'm straight facing you.
Oh, okay.
Playing the part of the guy that can trick you into thinking I believe things that I don't.
Okay. You do that well.
I do it well?
Yeah. Well, you're an actor. You're a classically trained actor.
Eric, no training. Stand-up comic. Fucking hit the streets. Let's do it.
But
Let's get out there.
Very much training for
Let's
life.
live life. I think anybody out there listening that wants to get into acting, you want good training, go out there, sit at your Starbucks, instead of looking at your fucking iPhone, look at the people around you, see how they behave, and just file that shit under human beings.
You know what I just realized?
Sorry, we're out of time. Listen, this has been Eric. No, just kidding.
That'd be great. The one thing I'll say, the one thing I think that I really love about doing stand-up comedy is that, as a comic, I don't know about you, but I don't let things go. And I realize I don't need to let things go as a comic. I think regular people don't have the luxury. If you ever know someone that something's happened to them and they tell the story all the time because it bothers them so much, we get to talk. We get to do that every night.
We don't need to talk about it in our everyday life.
Yeah,
we have that hour,
and we have that passion. We could just passionately be like, I can't fucking believe that this happened, and we could do it every night. Regular people don't have that, so they gotta let shit go. So I'm trying to remember that now. I gotta let shit go,
but not for on stage.
Not for on stage.
Listen,
but don't bring it off stage because I am a neurotic about some things. I gotta let shit go.
My dear listener, do me a favor. If you're on the fence about January 20th, Super Bowl week, January 29th, 30, 31, at Side Splitters in Tampa, February 12th, 13th, 14th, Virginia Beach, Funny Bone, just go to fucking YouTube and type in Erik Griffin. And I'm telling you, this guy's stand-up is off the charts. I put my name on it, and I'm honest. I tell them the truth.
He stamped it. I feel approved.
I put my name on it. That's what we live by. And I told you, I've never seen Workaholics. I looked at stuff on YouTube, and I'm like, this shit is hilarious. I can't wait to get into it. I'm not going to bullshit you and go like, oh, I fucking love the show. Good job. And do quick research. But I love your stand-up.
Oh.
Anybody doesn't go see Erik Griffin,
tell them more about me.
You're a damn fool. Erik Griffin is a great stand-up comic, and as I say, happens a lot on the show. Always nice when you meet a new old friend, my brother.
Yeah.
And we got to come back and talk more about our stand-up because I wanted you to do a whole bunch of bits, but we didn't even get to it.
I know you wanted. I was ready to do it.
Super long now at this point.
I know, but that's not even. That wasn't like I wasn't trying not to, but I just think we got into some good conversation.
You know what? That's what's great. That's what I like.
I think you wanted me to do bits just in case it was like maybe he's not going to be a good.
No, because they actually like every time I watch them or hear you do them, they actually like really make me laugh.
Okay, cool. That really happened though. The one you liked a lot.
We'll do it again. We'll record again in like late January.
Okay.
All right, Erik Griffin, parting words?
Don't be such a racist. And
hashtag him More Stories. Let him know you heard him here on the More Stories podcast and let him know that he's a racist.
Oh, here we go. Reverse racism right there. Hashtag reverse racism.
You don't even know what fucking nationality you are.
Does it matter?
Martell.
Okay, I've been Marvez. Hashtag Marvez. That's
Listen, Sherry Shepherd.